And we're here. Well, good afternoon, Farsick Psych. Welcome in. I don't recognize your name. Hey, Leslie D, Robin Miners, C Dub, Mods. Thank you. Love you, Meredith Lynn. Is Liz Tricks here? She is. She changed her picture. I love that picture of you. I'm glad that you did that. It looks very nice. Let's see who else is here. Lindy made it. Diana H. Susie, Peggy Collins. Abigail, I just answered your email. I saw a response from my email. Yeah, from last night, 20 minutes ago. Yes, I just responded to your email. Hey, Riley's Human. Hey, Linda Perales. West Coast Fancy Nancy. Alana made it again. Alana, I'm really enjoying seeing you here. Renee B is here. Swiss P. Very nice to see you, babe. Hey, Justice, I am. Hey, Carrie Wilson. Critters Creations. Abby Shy. It is. Yes, it is, Abby. Hey, Charcoal Ninja. Do I have lipstick? Hey, Les. Let's see. Moozy made it. Thanks, Diana H. Hey, Cassie Mosier. I haven't seen you in forever. I'm glad to see you, babe. Pat Jonas. Me. I'm here. She made it. I love Pat Jonas. Hey, Marissa Martin. Jury duty tomorrow. Okay, I need to see those pictures, please. I'm excited about this. Made a magazine cover with Gertie's photo and texted it. So cute, Armine. You're so funny. Hey, Victoria. Lumen made it. Lumen, I'm happy to see you. Debbie Zito. Hey, Catherine B. Marie Marion. Jane Aldrich. Lisa Kelson. Thanks, Lisa. Hey, Katie did it. Wanda Parks. That's okay. You just hang out for a minute, Wanda. How's my pancreas? Hey, Kestrel. Hey, True to It. Let's see. Renee B, you're always with me, girl. My pancreas, I think it's doing good. I just started back up on my diabetes medication and it's causing some side effects. So we'll see. And we think that's what caused the pancreatitis in the first place. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but we'll make it work. We'll just have to, it's one of those things. I'm testing it out. Hey, Island Hippie Girl. And thank you for asking, Carrie Wilson. Hey, Bohemian Luciferian Witch. Gina E. I know our names are back. Hey, Buff. Hey, Erica. Oh, I'm so happy to see your name back. Is everyone noticing that? You got your name finally back? You know what's frustrating? It's like it put me to the test. I had to memorize all the new names because I had to memorize the pictures, like Erica. I knew her picture, so I knew it was her. And now she's back. It was like this big dumb test. Hey, Chrissy Twig. Baby Lily Pad Reflections. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I feel like there was something I wanted to tell you before we started the show. God, I saw the cutest thing, and maybe that was it. I don't know. I just got back from my mom's. Hey, Barbara Aldrich. Very special hello to all the hardworking, talented, caring, lovely, amazing mods. Love and appreciate you all very much. Thank you for all you do for us and Reese. If that doesn't say it all, that is so true. I love our mods and they keep us safe. Thank you for saying that. They're our protectors and they work hard and they have real jobs and they come here and do this. So that's true. May I say that tattoo looks gorgeous poking out under your shirt? Thank you, Helena. I'm nervous. I kind of pulled the shirt up because I have so much lotion on this thing. It's kind of grossing me out. It's really starting to peel and it looks really gross. Like it's just like bubbled up and peeling. It looks awful. Hey, Becky USA. I will, and I'm happy to see you, babe. I hope YouTube doesn't change it again. Yeah, Dawn Pucavista's back to normal. Okay, TWK, I get it. Let's see, Margie Barr. I don't know, Margie. What made him change it back? Who cares? I just hope it stays. How is my stepdad? That's true, Renee B. He's trying a new, I can't ever think of the word for it. He's trying a new study, but I can't think of what it's called. It's not chemo. He still does chemo, but they added in something. And it makes him very, very, very tired. And it's sad. It's rough. I was so happy he was sleeping today, but I was so happy to see him yesterday. He was eating through his feeding tube and he just looked, he had this sweet, soft look on his face when I walked in. He went, hey, Reese. And I said, hey, you. I call him Peepaw because that's what Huxley calls him. But I'm glad that you asked. And I'm trying to be as mindful and cherish all the time I have with him. I walked out of the house and I said, Erica, I said to my mom, that was nice. And she said, why? What did he say? And I said, he didn't have to say anything. It's just the look on his face was so calm and warm and sweet. And I said, I just think about immunotherapy. Thank you. I think about 5 years from now, he probably won't be here, is my guess. And so I really try to think with that again, like my mom doesn't think like that because she goes into denial. Like she'll be like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm the opposite. I'm like, I really like captured the moment of his face when he went, hey, Reese. Like he just looked so sweet and soft and calm. And I went, hey, Peepaw. And he said, how are you doing? Like it was just so nice. And so it's like those kind of moments, it's like I capture them and I keep them in my pocket because I'm like, I won't always have this. I really try to treasure that kind of thing because I don't know how much longer we have, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore or I'll start crying. Linda, welcome in, babe. Hey, Ewa. Hey, Caitlin. Heather, I'm glad that you made it. Hey, Abundantly Empowered. I have not seen Sophia yet. Before I go into what I was going to talk about, actually, I wanted to show you something really, really cute. I had to keep this because I thought I want to show. Thank you, Wanda. I want to show my channel this even. I said, I got to show them. It was happened when I was with my mom. And it was a Facebook post from a rescue group that I follow. Thank you, Debbie Zito. You're keeping still frames and photos in your mind. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Jamie Palmer. There's a lyric to a song by my favorite band, The National. And there's this lyric. He says, it totally made me think of it. And he says, I'm probably going to demonetize myself. He says, I keep what I can of you. Hey, Danique. He says, split second pictures and snapshots and sounds. And he says, I carry them with me like drugs in a pocket. And it makes me think of that. Like I keep what I can of him, split second pictures and snapshots and sounds. That's what I do. And I carry them with me. My father, says Marie Marion, my father passed from cancer 23 days ago on he was young. 45th birthday. I was 16 and the youngest of 7. Wow. I'm sorry, my friend. That's very young time to pass. That's Hey Kim is Blue. Hey Tashbits, my mom. Hey BLT, welcome in. My mother's father, both of my grandfathers I never met. My mom's dad passed. I think he was like 41, really young. He died of esophageal cancer. He was a mailman. Both of my grandpas were mailmen. Hey JR. And I want to say my mom, she was like 19. She was like 18 or 19 when he died. That is so young to lose a parent. I'm sorry, Marie Marion. And same with Jamie Palmer. It is finished. Thank you, Danique. My dad's father, hey, Joy, was young as well. I want to say he was like 46, 47. What is going on? This is going to drive me nuts. Is it gone? No, it's still there. Okay, it's just one of those. Okay. Jamie Palmer, it is finished and it's just easier. Everybody else has seen it. And I hate to keep showing it to the people who have seen it. It's just easier for me to show it this way. The tattoo artist took a photo when we finished that night. What do you mean, Danique? That's what it ended up looking like. Wow, Chrissy Twig, I am so sorry. Seems like a statement. I don't know what you mean, Danique. My mom's dad at 39 of brain cancer. My dad's dad lived till 93. Wow. Hey, Mama Smurf. Thank you, babe. Hey, DS Kitty Diane. I'm sorry, Reflections lost her dad in July. Hey, Yawn. Thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Hey, Don Pariso. Thank you, Jamie Palmer. Guys, I just want to read this Facebook post to you. Again, this is from it's a rescue that I follow. I follow a lot of rescues. And my dad told me his dad was at 45 his death. He was a teenager at the time. My dad was the second youngest of 5. Wow, Abigail, same thing. So a lot of us lost our grandparents young. So this dog is up for adoption, and I was looking at it. It says Bailey is a 7-year-old dorky weighing at 8 pounds, available for adoption at this place. And it says seems to be house trained. Like it's giving or it's giving ideas. You guys got to hear this because we're all such animal lovers. I have to read this to you. Thank you, Lisa Kelson. Yeah, Buffy, a lot of us didn't. Listen to this, you guys. I'm not going to read the whole thing. She acclimates to other dogs in about a week. She will stop randomly charging at them, but she will continue to be a lap dog. Other big dogs in her foster home simply ignore Bailey's snarky behavior, but she's less tolerant than others. So listen to this. So it has like, what's the name of the flowers that you selected for your tattoo? Hey, David Moreno, I have no idea. I know that that's a sunflower and those are tulips. I don't know what those are. I got some strawberries here with a bee. It looks terrible up close if you saw it. It's like peeling and bubbly, and it looks like I was burned in a fire. It looks awful. Yeah, listen to this. Listen to this. So there's check marks. Let me unplug that. There's check marks of like what needs to, what kind of a home is ideal for this dog. Listen to this, and then I'm going to show you a picture of this dog. I want this dog so bad. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. It says only dog, no young kids, skin that smells like toe jam, a mouth that smells like a sewer, friendly with people, special diet, no crates, frequent medicated baths, very photogenic, a rear that looks like an armadillo, teeth of a beaver, cross-eyed, and elephant legs. Run, don't walk. Submit an application today. Did you guys just hear me? Did everyone? Hey, Joanne Holly. A rear that looks like an armadillo, teeth of a beaver, cross-eyed, and elephant legs. Stop it. Listen to that. Look, I'm not lying to you. Look at the bottom 4 crossed off ones. A rear that looks like an armadillo, teeth of a beaver, cross-eyed, and elephant legs. Very photogenic. Wait till you see it. You ready to see this dog? I want it so bad. I want this dog so bad. Look at this dog. I'm going to turn down my brightness so you can see it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Oh my holy. It's the best description ever. Look at her. I think it's a girl. Bailey. Oh my sweet stars. If that isn't dropped here from heaven, I don't know what is. If that's not the most heavenly darling we've ever seen, look at this dog. There's many pictures. Little twofers. I know I'm like, where's this armadillo butt? I want to see its armadillo butt. It doesn't show it. Oh, it's too much. Look at it, you guys. Look at it. It's so cute. She's from Awkwardville. I know, Riley's human. The description, you guys, she's 8 years old, 7, weighing 8 pounds. Only dog, no young kids, skin that smells like toe jam, mouth that smells like a sewer, friendly with people, special diet, no crates, frequent medicated baths, very photogenic, a rear that looks like an armadillo. Hey, Lilac Lime, Rhonda McNeil. A rear that looks like an armadillo. Okay. I know it looks like human teeth, Becky. Teeth of a beaver, cross-eyed, elephant legs. Come home to mama. Cross-eyed, elephant legs. It says run, don't walk to submit an application. That's all I've ever wanted out of life right there. That's all we pretty much ever wanted. Screw winning the lottery. Hey, Sierra Terry, that's winning the lottery right there. That's the most precious soul. Elizabeth Vigil, her name is Bailey. I don't know. If she knows her name, I wouldn't change it. If she didn't know her name, oh my God, we'd have to change that. We'd have to make it like some Dr. Seuss name. It would have to be something really, really out there because her personality, I'm sure, is really out there. So what rescue is it? Positive Tails Dog Rescue. Where are they? I don't know where they are. Let's see. It doesn't say what state they're in, and you'd think I would know, but I follow so many rescues. It's women owned. They're on Insta, they're on TikTok, they got email. I don't know though where they're located, but that's what they look like. Positive Tails Dog Rescue. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Kansas City. That makes sense. That's where I was. You guys, run, don't walk, it says. Submit an app today. Oh my God. I can't stop looking at it. She's a female. I can't stop looking at it. That's the tooth. The tooth. I mean, if this doesn't bring the world together, like I have haters, but if we can't agree on at least this, like, what are you doing? Why are you here? Rear of an armadillo, beaver teeth, cross-eyed, and elephant legs. Oh my God. I feel like I just sounded like a New Yorker. Oh my God. Oh my God. I know she has to be the only dog. Obviously, that would. Don Davies, does look like bread. Wilford Harry, it says that she's a dorky. So I'm guessing like hey, Hux, can you turn that air down a notch? I'm starting to get hot. Actually, can you turn it to 75? Thank you. I would carry that thing around so proudly everywhere I went. You know, Gertie would be pissed. I know Katie did it. Me too. Hey, DNV. Oh, BV McBeaverson. I know Catherine B. Can you imagine? Whoever gets that dog, it will be like an internet sensation. Can you imagine? She could have her own channel. That dog could have its own channel, and as it should. A Dorky, yeah. So it's a wiener dog and a Yorkie. The tooth and nothing but the tooth. Oh my God, that's so cute. Toothy. There's a video on their website, says Liz Tricks. You know, hey, Susan Cook. My sister got Huxley a jellycat shark when he was really little, and his name was Toothy Shark. It made me think of it. Susan Cook. Oh, it's so cute, Lumen. Oh, so much. It fills your whole heart. The bullying stream yesterday took me right back. 66 years old, I was right back there. I have large eyes, just enough to bring out the bullies. I have this to say, as Huck says. Yeah, I mean, bullying is so outdated. Hate is dated. It really is. It's so antiquated. It's stupid. I'm sorry you were bullied. I hate it. Susan Cook, I've met you in person. You have the most beautiful eyes. You are the cutest little thing. I could put you in my pocket. Who would bully Susan Cook? If you guys met her, you know what she said to Meredith Lynn? Because Meredith Lynn had like the most stacked, perfect tits in history. I mean, it's one of those things. Like you just look at Meredith Lynn and you're like, oh my God. That's what Susan Cook did. She looked at Meredith Lynn and she went, you have beautiful boobs. Like nothing sexual. I felt the same way. I was like, where did you get those? Like, are those real? Holy crap. Those are incredible. Jojo, welcome in. She's the sweetest thing. As Huck says, don't say other words. Absolutely. And that's a good way of putting it. Don't say other words. Susan Cook texted that to me earlier. She said her granddaughter now is saying, don't say other words. And her little friends are saying it. And it's the cutest thing. Hey, solo traveler. Yeah, Yadira, Gertie would never allow it. Take a tiny Susan, put her in your pocket. Bleep, 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 bleep. That's so true. Kim is Blue. Good point. So speaking of Kim is Blue likes to discuss this subject, and I wanted to get right into it. Hey, Nicola, welcome in, babe. I'm going to take a swig. I have a little bit of a sore throat, but it's not like a sicky sore throat. I don't think I'm getting sick. It's these damn allergies. She is, Dawn. She's so cute. It's a little sore. Hey, you Cal. Hey, no one. Welcome in, my love. Um, okay. Yeah, me too, Susan Cook. B Lady, welcome back. I'm really happy that you made it, B Lady. The only person that's not here is Sophia. We're missing Sophia. I was going to say Katie Fulton too, and she just popped up. Katie Fulton's here, and she brought her beautiful boobs. Hey, Ty Mark. So I want to discuss something. It is normal for tats to bubble up like that as they heal. Yes, it is. Yes, I had that happen to the other side, but now it's happening to. This has more obviously line work and a lot of color, and so it's just really panda bubbling up. Lisa Kelson, absolutely. Hey, Viggy Cat. That's okay. We're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started. Everybody got here right on time. Divine, aligned, and right on time. That's how we are. Honey Lou snuck in. You guys know that? I hope you know that. And I'm not trying to be godly and weird because someone did leave me a comment the other day that said, "You're getting too weird and godly for me. I'm going to take a break." And I said, "I hope you come back because this is not a God channel. This is a channel." Hey, Tammy, Angie Mo. This is a channel of my journey out of Scientology. Come get some. This is my journey out of Scientology. And right now I'm just discovering new a faith. And it's just part of the journey. But I promise you, this is not going to become anything weird when it comes to God. But I will say, divine, aligned, and right on time we are. And we are that too, Linda Perales. Who is not well? Man, pathology. I studied nursing in college for 2 years before I switched education. So we're going to get into that, B Lady. I had a long discussion today with my mother. And I wish my mom would do a stream with me because my mom was a Scientologist. My sister was a Scientologist. Me too, Lisa Kelson. And the person who said, they didn't say too godly. They were not rude at all. They were very friendly about it. They just said something along the lines of, "I'm going to have to take a break because I feel like you're talking about my hair looks so bad and I'm sorry." Let me see if that maybe helps. My stepdad has cancer. Yes, B Lady. Terminal cancer. I want to make that clear. The person that said it was not being a jerk. They were not being rude. They just simply said, "I feel like this has kind of become part of your channel and that's not what I signed up for. And I'm going to take a break." So I just want to make it clear that like they weren't being snide. It wasn't anything like that. Well, thanks, Susan P, but you don't have to say that. Thanks, Jamie Palmer. Yes, Nicola, I would love, and my mother has always said, she goes, "Someday I will do a stream with you." Guys, I rarely talk about it just to protect their privacy, and they are private people. My stepdad requires a lot of help and care. They were at chemo today. They're often at almost around the clock going to doctor's appointments. And sometimes she has to drive if he's tired, and he's got a feeding tube. There's just a lot. He's very able. The man still does a lot of farm work and all of that on top of being ill. But my mom obviously is his partner, is there to care for him, be there for him, help him, so that's all. Someday she will, right? Has he been on YouTube, and is he using the protocol for dog wormer and horse wormer? No idea. Probably not, because I feel like I would have heard about that. What did they sign up for? I guess I didn't get the memo on what you were selling here. Time Mark, yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this channel. That's what I have become so much more chill and relaxed. Tammy, it's okay, girl. I probably do too. I haven't washed my hair since Thursday. Interesting, B Lady. I don't know much about his treatments. They switch him up all the time. Yes, Kim is blue. I have chilled out a lot about this channel. I used to worry about it. Like, hey, Rachel, I hope that things are going better. I saw your post in the Facebook group. I used to worry. I'd be like, hey, Dr. MLS, and thank you for saying that. I want to finish what I'm saying, but I also want to read something. I I don't worry so much anymore. This channel is what it is, meaning like people are going to come, people are going to go. I'm about to drop down to 17,000 subs. I used to be at 21,000. I could not care any less than what I just said. I don't care. That's the whole point. But I don't mean I don't care. I mean, I don't care. People are going to change their mind. They're going to come, they're going to go, right? Like new people will come in. Some people will say I'm taking a break. It's like anything else, right? Like people switch jobs because they get burnt out. Like what can you expect people to do? They're perfectly within their right to do that. They can pull away, they can come back in, they can go be a hater, and then they can come back and not be a hater anymore. People are always welcome to come and go. Just no hate here. The haters are welcome here. They just can't be hateful. That's my motto. Don't sweat the small stuff. Exactly. Katie, this doesn't sound like small stuff. My guy friend just informed me last night he doesn't believe I'm marriage material. From my understanding, maybe like any real commitment in general. Okay, well, he's not for you then, because I disagree with that strongly, and I know you. You're a friend of mine. Doesn't make him a bad guy. He's just not your guy. He's not the guy. You can't change a man. You just have to change the man. You know what I mean, girl? It's not you, it's him. I swear to God, Katie. I'm not just being cavalier. It's not you, it's him. If he can't see your magic, then we just change the man. We don't try to change him. We just change the man to a different guy that will see it. That's how I look at love. Hey, Elena Rainerman. I love that your name is back. Linda Garden Lady, welcome in. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see your gifts and what you have to offer. So that's perfectly okay. A lot of people don't. Not the potential guy you're going to marry. A lot of people don't see what we have to offer. I think this channel is amazing. I love what we have to offer here. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about this whole community. I think this is like a very powerful move mountains kind of community. I really believe that. You know, like this is an army of very strong, loving, open-hearted people. If people come in here and can't see that and they go, I hate roll call. Ugh, I don't like that you have ADD and you just switch it up all the time. And you're always saying this, but then you switch that. And then you call out Katie Fulton. I can't stand that. Well, that doesn't change the fact that this channel is magical. Not at all. They just don't see it. This just isn't for them. Square peg, round hole. Doesn't matter to me. Move along. You're just not the one for this channel. That's all that means. And then somebody else comes along and goes, I have been needing a community like this forever. It changed my heart and soul. Thank you. I've made real friends here. It's for them. That's all it is. What's that thing I saw that said, damn, I wish I knew. Let me see if I can find it really fast. Katie, this is for you, girl. Help me. Oh, help me find it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, yeah. Come on, come on, come on. I need this right now for you. Let's see. Katie Fulton, read this aloud with me. Okay. You've probably heard it before. You need to hear this right now. Okay. Katie, open your ears. Close your lips for a minute. Hey, a star Paramagigan, welcome in. Abigail, we love it too. Listen, Katie, listen. A bottle of water can be $1 at the market, $3 at a restaurant, $4 at the movie, $6 in an airport. It's the exact same water. Hey, Carrie Ann. Hey, Drive-In Fan. The only thing that changed is its value was the place. So next time you feel like you have no value, maybe you're in the wrong place. That same bottle of water is $1 at the store, $3 at a movie theater, $4 at a restaurant, $6 at an airport. It's the same water. So just because he doesn't see your value doesn't make you any less valuable. That's all. And think about it this way. It doesn't even make him a bad guy. I know it's hard to not be like, what an asshole. He's not necessarily an asshole. I've never met the guy. Maybe he is. But the point is, there's 8 billion people on this planet. He's just not the one for you. Right. Um, that's how I look at that. I'm not saying I'm right and I stand on ceremony here. I'm just saying I know you. I love you. You have a beautiful, shining personality. I see your gifts to offer this world. If he didn't, just change the man or just be alone, whatever works, right? But that's how I look at things. That's how I look at our haters. That's how I look at almost every side of the coin these days. I used to, growing up in Scientology, I'm not good enough. I'm not following policy. I'm not making it to the state of clear. My dad hates me. I don't have any friends. I thought that I was less than. I felt very inferior. It's because of the cult I was in. They got me to believe that. I had no value placed on myself whatsoever. And just like in the last few weeks, I'm really starting to like build and stack that value. Like, well, what was my title of a stream last week? We don't wait for a seat at the table, we build a table. Like, if he can't see it, you just don't, you're not a good fit for a seat at his table. You're just going to build your own table. That's just like all those things are how I look at things now. Right. Change the location. Yes, it doesn't have anything to do with you. Has nothing to do with you. Every single thing we filter through our kaleidoscope lenses is subjective. He may look at you and go, God, she's gorgeous. She's everything I ever wanted. Hey, Moon Taxi, where the hell have you been? He may look at me and go, that is the ugliest bitch I've ever seen in my life. That's all humans do. Like, you might try something and go, this is the best thing I've ever eaten. And someone may go, I can't stomach it. I'm going to puke that up. Everything is subjective. So it's like, when you really look at it that way, it's like, so you're not marriage material according to him. Okay. Like, that doesn't mean you're not marriage material. That's according to one person out of 8 billion filtering it through his kaleidoscope of bullshit. That's how I look at that these days. Like, because a hater makes a video about me that I'm a terrible person, says you. There's 8 billion more. Like, says you. That doesn't mean life stops. That doesn't mean I stop in my tracks. It doesn't mean I backpedal and go, I need to fix all these things because somebody said that about me. I'll stop harping on it. But like, Katie, I just really want you to understand that. Says him. Missed opportunity, dude. You could have really done well with Katie Fulton, but that's okay. Hey, Anne, because somebody else will see your value. Somebody else will see the gifts you have to offer if that's the route you want to take. I'm loving being alone, to be quite honest, right? Like, I don't know. I'm just really enjoying this not having a man in my life and just kind of like validating myself, not looking for other people to extend. I'm not saying you're doing this, Katie, but like, I tend to reach exterior for validation, men and women. Joyce Drager, I have missed you. Well, thanks, Dr. MLS. It's just, it's a very strong feeling that I've had lately of like, you know what I think it is, Katie? I thought you were with Tommy. I was with Tommy for a long time, B lady, and I talked to Tommy on the regular. We're very close friends, but no, I mean, he lives in another country. But here's the thing, like, I think I don't know what I'm trying to say here other than I think here's what it is. I was talking about this today, Katie. I get so many suggestions from people. I did a stream on this last week of so many people going, God doesn't want that. God doesn't like that. You have Satan in your life. You need to stop doing that. You need to stop listening to those people. Here's how my mother did things. The church I went to, I get so many suggestions. And I don't mind. It's not a complaint. I'm grateful for where I'm at. I love knowing all these people and I hope it grows. But what comes with it is you learn real quickly that I just step back, I check in with myself, and I go, okay, says you. Or I adopt it and I go, great advice. Holy crap. I love that your mom said that. Now I'm going to do that too. We have choices is all. Remember that note I made? Remember that note I made that said, we'll take what resonates and leave the rest. Yes. Take a step back, guys. Zoom out. Check in with yourself. And always know that you have a choice. You can choose differently. That has changed so much for me. That and knowing that everything is subjective in this world. So like when someone comes up and goes, I'm 30 years older than you, so I know, take my advice. It's like, nah, that's subjective. I'm sorry, that doesn't fit in with what yeah. So take a step back, Katie. Check in with yourself. How am I feeling about this? Right? And then identify that you have a choice in this on how to act, how to respond, any of those things. That's all I'm saying, right? I love you. I'm just kind of glad that was important. Remember when I said I hate your hair? That was just that one day. It was kind of wild. That's hilarious. I do remember that, Dr. MLS, and you're still a good friend here. I thought it was funny, actually. Remember, I mentioned it in a stream. And you're in good company here. It's totally okay. I like you and you're a friend. Don't worry. Opinions are objective. Holy crap. I didn't mean to do that. I almost banned somebody by accident. I think opinions are very subjective. I think a lot of things are very subjective, not black and white, right? That's my opinion though. No pun intended, funnily enough. We're rocking that trucker look. Thanks, Buffy. So I love you too, Katie. You haven't had luck in love, nor have I. The problem is, like, I've loved a lot of the men I've been with. We just didn't make it work. There's nothing wrong. I was crazy in love with Tommy. We just didn't make it work, right? But like, I feel very blessed and lucky that I still have him in my life, that I can still talk to him. But when it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. That's all. Yeah, Reese, you'd be so pretty and godly if you just did this. Yeah, Kestrel, I get a lot of those. People mean well. People mean well. I've found this to be true. I don't take it the wrong way anymore. I just go, okay, thank you for that. And I feel lucky that someone cared enough to send me that message, right? I do. I feel different about it, that I appreciate people reaching out to me. Usually it makes me feel cared about. Just catching up, but Katie Fulton, this is for you. To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. Yes, that's true. You and Tommy are a definite couple. You can fly and so can he. I love the hardcore people who are cheerleaders there. See, again, it doesn't bother me. I think that's really cute. That's adorable, B-Lady. He's definitely adorable. He's sweet, he's cute, and I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure he probably would still probably accept me, right? Yeah. I'm sure he would let me dive right into his lap. No problem, I'm sure. You could ask him yourself, though. I don't know the answer to that. It's always difficult to find out that love just isn't enough. That's so true, Debbie. Let's get into it. I have something I actually want to talk about today. So true, Kestrel. B-Lady, you're funny, girl. You're funny. Maybe I will someday. She says, how about you get your lovely butt over there? I absolutely intend to visit other countries. So don't be shocked, actually, if I did go over there. Okay, B-Lady, you absolutely can. Armina, you're cute. For Katie, look at this. I love this. I love that, Dr. MLS. Okay. Abigail says for Katie, don't be concerned about outward beauty. Don't be concerned about outward beauty. You should clothe yourselves instead with the beauty that comes from within, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is so precious to God. That's New Testament. Katie, that's beautiful. GoFundMe, Reese to Tommy. Yeah, I'm sure people will jump all over that, B-Lady. That's the haters will. Actually, the haters will. I was right about that. Thank you, Dr. MLS. That is so true. That's not just for Katie. That's true for everybody. And I love that. I love that, Abigail. And thank you for super chatting it. That was very kind. It's funny that Reese is trying to hold back a smile when talking about him. Well, that's because a lot of people, it's a controversial topic. It's like talking about politics. I'm just not going to do it. So, and I had a lot to do with the topic in itself, and I just don't feel like hate flying at me this week. I got a busy week, and I don't have that kind of time. But no, you're not wrong. He's a good friend, right? I do enjoy being single, though. Yes. Listen to me. I had a deep discussion about my father today. Now let's not get confused. My real father, Gene Wally, not my stepdad. My stepdad, who I call my dad because he's been my dad for the last 20 years, but my real Armene stop. My real yeah, there's smoke coming out of people's ears right now. My real dad, I want to talk a little bit about that. Kim is blue. I know you'll be here for it. B lady. I want to talk a little bit about that. Um, so I was talking about it with my mom today, and I said to her, I forgot a lot of these things. And it's not that I forgot. I almost need help with this. I close this shit off and I don't think about it. But when I think about it, it's like, whoa, I forgot about that. Like my mom brought up so many things. And I've probably talked about this before. I just want to be kind of clear and crisp about it today. B lady. Stephanie, wow. Thank you. Thank you for the super sticker. That is so nice and very helpful. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. That's really nice. Let those rumors fly, Buffy. Let them fly. Some of them might be true. Who knows? Tommy's not live right now, B lady. You'll have to wait, but I'll probably see you over there. Time Mark, I have no idea. He doesn't come into my chat. He doesn't want to get eaten alive. He's a good person. He's a friend of mine, guys. He's a friend of mine. That was my Get Reese to Ecuador payment. You're hilarious, Stephanie. That's funny. God, you guys, get ready to. Rumors are going to roll. My mom reminded me of something today. And now there's obviously things I don't remember because I was born, right? We don't remember things when we're honey Lou, when we're tiny. Yeah, time mark. I was born with severe asthma, as was my sister. My sister was born with worse asthma than me. And this is just interesting. And I want you guys to understand this. Scientologists, for the most part, for hey, Amy Edge, it's for like, I would say a huge chunk. I hate speaking for other people, but I feel pretty safe doing it here. Scientologists don't believe really at all in medical care. They don't believe in doctors. They're afraid of doctors, all those things, right? And I feel pretty good standing on that statement. Like some Scientologists may say, no, we went to the doctor, fine. But for the most part, you don't go to the doctor. You don't believe in going to the doctor. You're afraid to go to the doctor. I was born with severe asthma and medication, of course. No one. Yeah, it goes hand in hand. No doctors, no medication. They do approve Scientologists very strongly. This is so strange. And a lot of them are Scientologists. Sorry about that. It's tomorrow. They do approve, however, of chiropractic strongly. Like they really believe in chiropractic. They just don't believe in doctors. I'm going to tell you something that I'm embarrassed about to this day. When Huxley was little, he was 2 years old. I'm going to give you this as an example. Okay. I had we had an old, she was a collie. And he was out back in the backyard with me, and I was like pulling weeds, and he was walking around, and the dog went past him, and she did not do anything to hurt him intentionally. She was a big dog, and knocked off his balance. And he went forward and hit the center of his forehead on a cement stair. most of you probably know head wounds, head injuries bleed badly, right? Usually they're worse looking than they actually are. But I mean, it depends, working in senior living, when someone hit their head, it was terrifying because they bleed and bleed and bleed. So Huxley was two, busted his head open right here. And I mean, like, it was pretty ugly. He's screaming. I go put him in the sink. I'm a full blown Scientologist. Blood is running down like into his mouth, down his shirt, right? And it's not as bad probably as it looks because, again, it's bleeding like crazy. And I am putting cold, like washcloth cold, washing it off cold, like trying to get the bleeding to stop with the cold. And I call Brenda, my mother in law, who is my closest friend as a Scientologist, right? She was my life. And this is Huxley's grandmother. Hey, Humberflube, can you turn the air conditioner up a notch? Now I'm freezing. Yeah, if you don't mind. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to yell in your ears. Thank you, Dr. MLS. Yeah. So I got him in the sink. I'm putting cold cloths. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, and I'm well aware. I knew that telling the story. I'm going to get a lot of, see, she is a bad mother, and I feel guilty about this enough, but people are going to press, and I understand why they do and where that comes from. I do need a fan. Kim is blue. So does Huxley know this story? Oh yeah. He's got a huge scar on his forehead. So I call Brenda at the org. Of course, she's working at the Church of Scientology. And I'm like, he's bleeding bad. I don't know what to do. Should I go to an ER? Because you really want to get almost like approval when you're a Scientologist. You don't just go to the doctor. You don't rush to an emergency room. You do not. I fell when I was 11 years old on glass, busted my leg open. It looked like a hamburger. It looked like raw hamburger meat. It gashed right across the knee. It gashed wide open, and it literally looked like just open hole of hamburger. It was bleeding so severely. It was so bad that I was going through like rags. I was home alone. I was going through rags. I knew to make a tourniquet. I was like tightening down and I was pressing on the wound. I mean, I didn't make a tourniquet, but I was like pressing hard into the wound. It was just gushing. Okay. My dad comes home. I call him and I'm like, I'm bleeding bad. I'm losing a lot of blood. Sorry, Kim is blue. And my dad goes, I'll be home in about an hour. And I go, it's bad. It's really bad. He doesn't show up. About an hour and a half goes by and I call him and I'm like, I'm bleeding badly. I'm starting to feel kind of like lightheaded. I was losing a lot of blood. He comes home and there's rag after rag stacked up of blood on the kitchen table. And I'm in a chair and I'm just like pressing. And I was like getting kind of lightheaded and I didn't know what to do. Okay. He looks at it. My dad's woozy about blood, but he looks at it and he goes, I came home for that. You'll be all right. And I was like, this is really bad. Like, this is really, really bad. And of course, no one lives with me except me and my dad. And it just kept bleeding and bleeding. And when I got the wrong knee. It's my other knee. When I took the rag off, I went, it's a hole. It was a wide open hole. And he goes, fine. It just bled for hours. It wouldn't stop. So he takes me to an urgent care. Thanks, Humberflube. He takes me to an urgent care. And the doctor, this is the first time I've gone to a doctor that I can recall. Okay. I was about to start, I think, 7th grade, if I recall. And this doctor goes, I remember he was an Asian man. He had a white coat on. He goes, Jesus. He said, what am I supposed to do with this? She needs to go to an ER. And my dad was like, well, we don't go to the ER. Can you fix this? And he was like, he said, this is not really my forte, but I'll try. They made me get, I had never had immunizations because Scientologists don't immunize. So I got 24 stitches in my knee. That's how big the wound was. It wasn't like I got bit by a dog when I was 6, a Cocker Spaniel. I had to get 2 stitches right here. It almost bit my eye. I had to get 24 stitches in my knee. That's not a small gash. That's a lot of stitches. And he did a terrible job because he says, that's not my thing. So like my knee, my mother to this day, my mom's like, I hate your dad. She gets so mad because it's like the ugliest scar. It's this really zigzaggy, like ugly scar. It looks terrible. And also, I don't think it's the doctor's fault. He waited too long. Like we waited hours before we went to get the wound even looked at. So, like, I don't know how easy it was to close that up, right? Like at that point, you probably needed to get to an ER and it needed probably, I'm guessing, staples. I don't know. But that's I ended up getting my first shots when I was like 10 or 11. Somewhere in there is when this happened, and I remember, like, he was mad about it. They were like, "She has to be immunized. Like, she's never had immunizations." Like, I was like, "No." And so I got shots. It was the craziest experience. It was so weird. So Huxley, let's rewind back. I've never told you guys that story. It was terrible. And I'm glad I was lucky that I was home alone, but he was in town. You guys know my dad used to leave for like 3, 4 days at a time. Sometimes he would leave for a week at a time. He went and hustled pool. My dad was an incredible pool player and he would make big money doing it. So like he would go from state to state. We would watch videos of him like he was actually on some of those where they taped it. I don't know, but he was a very good pool player. So I was lucky that he was in town when that happened. So yeah, it was a wild story. That was crazy. It was terrible. Um, back up now or go forward to where Huxley, now I have Huxley and he's 2. He falls and busts his head open on some cement. And I call the org. I call Brenda because again, you would never you really don't just rush to a doctor. You don't. And I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't know what to do. And so, hey, Joe Virus. So I call Brenda and she goes, don't take him to the doctor. I said, should I take him to an ER? He's gushing blood. It's bad. Now, he didn't have a big gaping hole in his face like I had in my leg. It was a small wound. He's got a scar, like it's like this little scar right here across his forehead. But it's not horrific, but it's still not good. Like looking back, I feel terrible about this. So she goes, don't take him to a doctor, don't take him to a hospital. Like they're terrified. Scientologists are afraid of the medical field, big time. We are really, really scared into the medical field. Lots of fear there. So she goes, let me call Chris, who is our OT8 chiropractor. And he's an hour drive from me. Zeno and the Body Thetans, welcome. First day in your new apartment cooking dinner. That's adorable. Congratulations, babe. Yeah, Katie. So she goes, let me call him and see what he says to do. So he's an hour away. This is similar to my knee injury. Like time is ticking, right? So she calls me back and she goes, Chris said to get him there immediately. Do not go to a doctor. And I'm like, oh my God. Hey, Charisse. Yes, Rachel. Yeah, he's a chiropractor. So I put him in his car seat and I'm alone and I'm trying to drive the hour drive to Lawrence, Kansas to get to this man whilst having to pull over and like the bleeding wouldn't stop. It's a head wound, right? So like the bleeding wouldn't stop. I'm having to like Huxley's 2 years old. He couldn't even talk yet. He didn't talk till he was 3. I know that's old, but he didn't talk till he was 3. So he's screaming and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm just panicking. So I get to the OT8 chiropractor and he's waiting for me and he does his magic spells like I knew he was going to do. And he looks at Huxley. He just looks at him, guys. Doesn't do anything yet. He just looks at him. He did this to me too once. He does have a concussion. That's what he first said to me. And I said, he does? And he goes, yes, I can see it because I'm OT8, bitch. I'm from Brooklyn, bitch. So I was like, okay. I mean, guys, I'm laughing now because this is so ridiculous. And I'm embarrassed to share this story. But at the time, I'm panicked and I'm believing him because I'm a full-blown Scientologist. So he goes, he does have a concussion. And I was like, do we need to go to the hospital? That sounds serious. I said, does he need stitches? And he's like, he does not need stitches, but I will have to fix the concussion. This is making me laugh because, hey, David Gregory, because when I was finally went to the doctor, I was also not allowed to go to the doctor for years before I found out I had dangerous diabetes. Okay. Scientology didn't want me to go to the doctor. I finally went years and years and years later when it wouldn't handle. And same thing. I went in after I got diagnosed and I go see this OT8, same chiropractor. And he looks at me and he goes, "Oh, yeah, I see the diabetes." And I said, "You do?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I'll fix that right up." He said, "I'll just fix your pancreas. No problem. You won't have diabetes anymore. I'll cure it." And he told me why I had diabetes, right? Because when I was born, I was born and my dad walked into the room where I was born and went, "Hi, sugar." And my reactive mind took that literally. Instead of saying, "Hi, sugar," my reactive mind thought, "Oh my God, I'm a body and I need to make the sugars high." So that's what, yep, touch assist, lots of touch assist. So he says, "I'm going to fix your diet." And I believed the dude. I was pissed. He was like, click, 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 beep, beep, beep. And he adjusted it. And he goes, "I just fixed your pancreas." He goes, you're not diabetic anymore. No big deal." And I said, "You're kidding." I believed this dude. And he said, "Yeah. Hey, lady-o." And he goes, "Yeah, no, I fixed it. No problem." I'm not kidding, Joe Virus. This is exactly how it would go. This is Scientology, guys. This man was OT8. OT8s are the biggest dick swingers you're ever going to meet in this life. Okay. Like OT8s, when I first saw Chris, he was my chiropractor for years and years and years and years. But when I first saw him, he sat down with me and Michael, Huxley's dad. And he goes, "Let me just do a quick scan of your body. I'm just scanning your body with his eyeballs, his mind. He's not using any equipment." And I'm sitting in the chair and he's like, "Okay." And I said, "What are you doing?" If you mind my asking, I said, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm just doing an assessment. I'm going through the body and taking a look at it, just bit by bit. I'm just going through your body." He said, "Because I'm out of my body." He was like, "I can go into your body and take a look." And I was like, "Get the fuck out. You're in my body." I was like, "I don't know that. Isn't that like a HIPAA violation?" I'm not sure that I signed off on that, dude. Like, get your shit and get out. Huxley already left his car in the garage, his couch, his refrigerator is still there. Like, that's why this is all this large. Like, get out. He already left his shit. There's no room for you. Hey, Mrs. EP. So he says to me, and Michael's sitting there, he says to me, he goes, "I'm just doing an assessment. I'm scanning the body." And I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "Look," like I could tell that I was like almost doubting it at this point. Even as a full on board Scientologist, I was like looking at Michael and I was like, "This is weird. I don't know. Like, what do I do with my hands right now? I don't know what to do." Like, you're in my body. Like at the end of the Matrix, when like Keanu Reeves jumps into the dude and he's like swimming through the guy's body. Like, I was very uncomfortable. And he goes, "Look," and he kind of like backed up. I totally remember this. And he goes, "I can see cancer." Okay. He goes, "I can see everything." And he goes, "I can see everything going on in my building right now." He was like, "I can see everything. And hey, Lenore, great, in your body." And I said to him, I'll never forget, I said to him, I said, "You can see," I said, "I'm not OT8, Chris, so I don't know what you guys can see." And I said, "You seem to be the most open and forward OT8 that I know." "Hey, there's Sophia." And I said, "You can see like the building?" And he goes, "Well, I'm not in my body like you are." He said, "I'm above it. I can see everything going on." And I said, "Can you see it when I go to the bathroom here?" That's what I said. I said that to him. I said, "Can you see it when I go to the bathroom?" I was like, "Isn't that like a violation of," again, like, I feel like HIPAA laws, like privacy laws are being violated here. I see bullshit. I believed this, but I said, "Can you see it when I go to the bathroom?" And he said, "Verbo Boss, it is wild. I should talk about this kind of stuff more. I got a lot of stories." And he said, "I can. Yes, I can see when you go to the bathroom." And I was like, "Oh, like, I don't know. It does." "Hey, old Charlie." I was like, "This feels like a HIPAA violation to me, dude. Like, I don't know. It just didn't feel quite right." Every time I peed after that, I would go there every week. "Yeah. So you're a drone?" Every time I peed after that, I was like, "Get out of here, Chris. I'm trying to take care of my vag. My ham wallet's exposed." Question. Do you think the reason many Scientologists and ex-Scientologists get cancer is because of all the niacin? Somebody sent me an article on that's why my pancreatitis. all that niacin can cause issues with the pancreas as well. That could be. I try not to think about it because I've done 5. Have I done 5 or 6 purifs? I know I've done 5. It might be 6. I have done, oh, Lenora Gray. I feel bad for the people that haven't seen it. Here you go, Lenora Gray. Real quick, guys, just for Lenora Gray. She wants to see it, and it's really hard to show it. I just have it. That's the finished tattoo. I know that's way off topic. I went to the chiropractor every single week, sometimes twice a week for at least 9 years. I probably did that for 9 years. Yeah, I saw Chris every week, sometimes twice a week. So the reason I did that is because Brenda, Charisse, Brenda, also, I don't know why I was shy about my vagina. Like, I want to start an OnlyFans. I don't know why I was being shy. Brenda went to everybody went to Chris. Guys, everybody saw Chris. He was our OTA chiropractor. His sister Mary is an OTA chiropractor. Hey, Aline. His son, Eric, is not an OTA, but he's a Scientology chiropractor. His other son, Kyle, Chris's entire family. Guys, there's just so much chiropractic and dental and chiropractors in Scientology. I miss the dental because I really kind of need to get some stuff done. Like, I want to get my teeth cleaned. It's been a minute. So I went every week for about 9 years with Chris. Yeah. So thank you, Lenora Gray. So I feel like I'm dragging this out, but not really, because it's important to know this. Yeah, Verba Boss. So he's like, I can see cancer, right? I know, Mrs. EP. So that's crazy cuckoo bird, right? Hey, squirrel girl. So back to the Huxley story. And again, I feel very guilty about this. And I hope you're following me because I am jumping around a lot. When Huxley busted his head open, just like I busted my leg open, I took him to Chris. And Chris said, he goes, hey, Melissa, he goes, I scanned him. Hey, Sandra Woodard, I scanned him, and he goes, he does have a concussion. And I said, holy crap. Iwa, what did I pay? He charged Scientologists either nothing, but typically Scientologists can't get something for nothing. It's a thing. So I paid like $10 a week. Hey, Michelle Lynn. It was a very low amount of money because he wanted to see me every single week. Every Scientologist saw him. My dad drove from Omaha with his new 4th wife to go see him. And he worked miracles. Chris was like magic. Everybody went to Chris. Some people, I saw Mary, his sister, a few times. She was an OTA chiropractor, but to be honest, she fucking hated me. She was never nice to me. She was, hey, Megan Roberts, she was rude as shit. She was, I want to say she was low tone. She was low on the tone scale for an OTA. She was just not like, she was very serious. Everybody smokes their lungs out. Like, it's just weird. Do Scientologists have their own fleet of chiropractors they recommend? Absolutely. Yeah, he does have a license. As far as I know, he's the chiropractor for the KU basketball team. Yeah, no, he's got a very thriving, successful practice. He does. I got to be honest, every time I'd go in there for an adjustment, not every time, many times I went in there, I would say to him, I'm going to say this too. As a Scientologist, I had to get handled. Okay. I had to get handled constantly for headaches. I got headaches and migraines all the fucking time as a Scientologist. And what do they do for headaches and migraines? They take you in session. They make you take, I took at least, when I had a headache and a migraine, you take salt and you take potassium, salt tablets. You buy them from Dr. Eric Berg a lot of the times, or standard processed vitamins. Hey, Muffet Lou. So you take about, per day, if you have a headache, you take about, I was taking 50 salt tablets and 50 potassium tablets a day. I did. No one. I had to have the endless INT rundown for my headaches. And I was told at the end of the INT rundown, you'll never have a headache again. I got headaches all the time as a Scientologist. So we had to get it handled. So I would go to Chris and Kim is Blue. No, that was a dentist Scientologist. I would go into Chris and I'd go, I have a horrible headache. Like it's so bad, dude. I could barely drive here. Um, they don't, B lady. Scientologists often don't even get diagnosed with cancer because they don't go to the doctor. Do the adjustments last long? No. Chris would see me. I'd lay on the table. He'd see me head to toe back and I'd flip and he'd see me that way. I would say an adjustment took 5 minutes at the most, probably 3. Um, he would adjust my teeth. I had really bad teeth pain. I had 7 root canals. So he would go like this. He'd go, slide your finger with, I'm not going to do it because I have lip stain on. He'd go, slide your finger on which tooth hurts. And he'd go, good, hold it there. And then he would click and adjust on my tooth. Not kidding. So I would go to him and I would say, dude, my head hurts so bad. And he'd go, click, click, click. And he'd always say, you get these headaches. I see you every time with these headaches. And he'd go, right back here, you jam up your muscles with tension. He'd go, I don't know what it is. Maybe you're doing it in your sleep, but you're like doing this, like you're clenching or something. And he'd go, you jam up these muscles. So he'd click, click. He didn't use, he was not a hands chiropractor. He used something called an activator. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. Some chiros use it. And it's like this. That's what it sounds like. And he'd go up and down my whole body like that. He'd hold my hands out and he'd go. That's exactly what it sounds like. That's exactly what it looks like. He'd go, close your mouth and put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. And I'd do it. And he'd go, good. Open your mouth, put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. And I'd do it. And he'd go, hold it there. Hold it there. And then he'd go, make a fist. And I would do it. And he'd be like, it was crazy. Yeah. But the funny thing was, I would get a fucking headache and I'd go in there and go, dude, my head is throbbing. I just realized that in real time. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't get headaches anymore. I never get headaches. Rarely do I get headaches. I get headaches. Bad headaches, I'd say I'd get twice a year now. I was getting them at least once a month. Bad headaches. I mean, bad. But I would get at least a headache once a week for sure in Scientology. Hey, Go the Greek. Guys, that's a huge win. I am really happy about that right now. I just realized that. I don't get headaches anymore. Hey, all the under the radar Scientologists, if you get headaches, try leaving. Your life might change. So everybody, hey, Tennessee Tater, everybody's asking me this. So Chris, I'd go, dude, my head hurts so bad. And he'd go like this. Sorry, my hair is really bad. He'd go like this. He'd go nuts on my head. He'd freak out and click all over my head. And then I would get off the table and he'd go, your headache should be gone. And I'd be like, I'm going to pass out. The pain is so bad. And he'd go, hold on, let me scan you. He'd go, oh, I see it. I see it. Hold still, close your jaw. I missed a spot. I'm not kidding. I'm not making a joke. He would do that. He'd go, hold still, hold still. And then he would say every time, because he couldn't make good on this. So he'd say every time, he'd go, by the time you get home, an hour away, conveniently, he'd go, your headache will be gone. It never went away. We would get home and I started to get, no, this is all a true story. This is a fact. I'm not like trying to look at how bad the hair is today. Let me just see if I can pull it back. I'm not doing this for a fact. This is all an actual fact on what happened. So then Brenda and I would drive all the way home and I'd be like, oh my God. I'd be driving the car. I'd be like, what'd you say? Fuck, my head hurts so bad. It would hurt so bad. And she'd go, well, he said that when you get home, it's going to be gone. Like, first of all, well, who makes those kinds of promises? I believed it. So, yes, thank you, Cal. And then we'd get home. I'd get back to my house and she'd leave her car at my house and then she would go to post at the org. And no, lady-o. And every fucking time we'd get home, I'd get angry. I did the driving. I don't know. I always drove. Every time I get home, I'd be pissed. And I would go, it's still just as bad as it was. Sometimes it would be worse. And then I'd get really pissed. I'd be like, Brenda, it's fucking worse. Like, I didn't think it could get worse. And it's worse. And she'd be like, why don't you go take a bunch of salt and potassium? You know, he told you to do that. Go take like 50 salts and potassiums and just drink like 6 gallons of water. That's the answer for Scientologists. Oh, yeah, B lady, no way. I've never had an allergy test, but here's the thing. Do you have to be OTA to use that adjuster? No. Some non-Scientology chiropractors use that. It's called an activator, guys. There are non-Scientology chiropractors that are trained on the activator. That's what it's called. And it looks just like a pen. And he can adjust the intensity of it. So like he can make it, if Brenda was in the car, why wasn't she driving? Typically we took my car. If we took her car, she would drive. But I'd say 75% of the time I drove. So he can adjust the intensity where it's like click like this, like an easy little, barely any pressure or resistance, but he would turn it up and it would be like, it hurt, man. I would have bruises. I would have like bruises on me because he'd like climb up on my body and he'd be like, and then he'd like, it was so awkward, man. It was so uncomfortable. I was like, he would totally get onto my cooter. I'm not kidding. He'd get on the mound of my panty hamster. He also would do it on my boobs. He'd always be like, every time he'd be like, and I was like, you're literally cupping this thing more than any of my husbands ever have. Like, I'm not sure about it. I don't know. Like, I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know, but your hand is on my tit. I don't know if you know. Yeah, it was weird. Every time he'd be like, and he did it with my fupa too. That was so fucking embarrassing, you guys. It was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. I would lay flat on the table and he'd like push up my stomach and like get to my cooter. Cause you know, I have a fupa and then I have a chalupa. There's a fupa, the chalupa's under it. Ask Tommy. I'd always be like, you have to get under my garage door in order to get to my panty hamster. And he'd be like, I love your fupa. Stop it. And I'm like, how could you love a fupa, dude? Nobody loves a fupa. And he's like, it's soft. It's pillow-like. It's a goose down pillow. It's full of feathers. And I'm like, no, dude, it's full of Chipotle. But if it feels like feathers to you, then that's what's right in this world. I'm not kidding. I'm actually not kidding. I would lay flat. Every week I went, I was like, oh man, he's getting down to my fupa. And he would like push up my fupa and he would get to my, I'll just call it a vagina. He would click on my ham wallet. And he would like get in between and like he'd do my butt too. Like he'd, you know, I'd flip over on the table and the dude would like, same thing with my, like how he would grab my tit. He'd like grab my butt cheek and be like, I was always like, oh, this is humiliating. I was also like 25 pounds heavier then. Yeah, it was awkward. It was absolutely, it was so, looking back, I haven't thought about this in a very long time. It was weird. He was a pervert. I don't think he was, I didn't get pervert, but was he? No. Guys, I don't think he was a perv. I got to be honest. He was kind of hot. He looked like Kevin Spacey, but in a good way. I never felt weird about it until right now. Was he? I've never had another chiropractor except when I was an infant, so I don't know what was going on, but is that not regular chiropractic? Holy shit. I don't have anything to compare to. I literally have no point of reference. Do they not all do that? No fucking way. Really? Now that I think about it, he was pawing me a lot like Tommy used to. Oh my God. I don't know. I'd have to get another adjustment from a non-Scientology chiropractor to see. Do they adjust your vagina? Oh, man. Oh my god. I feel like that woman in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle that gets a fucking pap smear. And remember the doctor, Dr. Motz? He like takes his glove off and does the pap. Oh no. Oh man. Did that happen to me? I don't even know. Right now, I don't know. This wasn't supposed to be about that. Oh man. Ooh, I feel weird. Hey, Inner Sparkle Monkey. I have weird feelings right now. Um, hmm. My goodness. Well, I think what I'll do is just disassociate like I normally do in a situation like this. No joke. Like I was just talking about this today. I was actually going to go into a story that I haven't gone into yet, but I was saying to my mother, like, I think I disassociate more than I realize because when I think about this stuff, like I started crying a lot today when I started to actually look at it and think about it. I was like, I forgot about that. Oh my God. I was like, I can't, that was a 5-year-old child. See, I think I disassociate. I check out because I don't think my mind can handle it yet. It's too fresh or something. Like I know I'm downplaying this right now, but and you might be laughing, but like I'm not trying to even be funny right now. I'm honestly pulling away from it and I'm like, okay, that happened to me. I'm just gonna tuck that under a rug. Did Huxley see him? Huxley saw him all the time. Fred fucking saw him. I took Fred to him. Michael saw him. Brenda, my dad's new fourth wife, my mom knew Chris. When my mom would come to Kansas City, even though she wasn't a Scientologist anymore, I would take my mom to see him. Oh God, he felt up my mom. I feel like I need to call my mom. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to say that to her. I don't know how she's gonna feel about it. My mom's actually pretty loosey goosey in the day. She was, if you guys remember, my mom slept with the lead singer of Nazareth. You know that dude? Love hurts. You know that song? I was always hoping that was my real father, but unfortunately it happened in the 70s and I wasn't born yet. Oh, yeah, I took Jeff to see him. Jeff saw him a lot. Ooh, I don't know how he adjusted Jeff, honestly. Jeff was such a large man. I was like, what are you? I don't even know that you're getting to anything. Like, what are you clicking on? Yeah, Joe. My mom boned the lead singer of Nazareth. So you know what's going to happen. My mom is cool. She's chill. She'll be like, he felt me up? Well, who didn't? Like that, I could see my mom saying that. Like, well, quite the dish. Chiropractors don't do that. Wow. Fuck. I've only seen him. Oh shit. We needed that break. We needed that break. He has a huge practice. He has a very successful practice and he sees a lot of old people. He's reflections. I didn't know that, B lady. I've never seen another chiropractor. And to be honest, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I don't want to see it. He ruined me for chiropractor. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Ooh. God, I saw him for like 9 years. Hey, true to it. Oh, wow. That wasn't even the story I was going to get into. Wow, I don't know how to go forward. I don't remember a time before this, honestly. I don't know what my past looks like or my future anymore. After talking about this, I'm incredibly uncomf. Mm, wow. Shit. I thought it was normal to adjust your fupa and everything below it, your chalupa. I'm serious. He adjusted my butt cheeks. He would grab my tit. He would be like, and I was always like, he'd be like right in my face. He would like do it while I was standing. And I'd be face to face with him, and I'd always try to like pretend like he wasn't like he'd literally be like right here adjusting and like lifting the boobs and like shifting them around. And I was always like here's his face doing it. And I'd be like, like it's similar to when you go to the dentist. I asked my hot dentist this once, when you're at the dentist and you're just like, what are you going to do? Stare her in the eye? I asked her that. Like, you either close your eyes, or if she's right here working on you, you're going to look like this. And if the assistant's right here, you're going to like do a little bit of this. And I asked her that once. I said, do you ever have fucking creepers that just like stare at you while you're working on their teeth? And she was like, I sure do. I sure do. And I was like, isn't it uncomfortable? Like when you guys look each other, like if you're working on a crown and they're just like staring at your face right there. She was like, yes, it's incredibly uncomfortable. And I said, yeah, I can't imagine doing it. So the same thing, like he would stand there and I would always be like, so I was like, how's your summer? Like it's similar to a pap smear. Man, that's weird. Damn, I've never talked about this story. See, I don't know that I should be a person in this world, like just living on my own. Sometimes I feel like I need some sort of guidance because I've never thought about it again until today. I have never thought about that again. I never thought about it again. It didn't even occur to me in 9 years straight. Rain, in 9 years of going to that guy, grabbing my tits and ass. I didn't even think, I mean, I wasn't attractive. I was pretty chub. How long ago did I leave Scientology? It'll be 3 years this January. This is what I mean though. Like I'm so naive. Did you wear your clothes? Oh yeah. No, I kept my clothes on. Yeah. Wow. I don't know how to feel about this. It has not even occurred to me. This has not even occurred to me until today. It's never crossed my mind. The only reason I brought it up is because of the story about Huxley getting a concussion, and he told me not to go get stitches for him. I said, doesn't he need stitches? And he said, no, 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 I'll fix him right up. So Huxley's got this crappy scar there, and I feel bad about it. That's my fault. It's kind of like when you say, he spent all that time with Doug. Yeah, and that's my fault. That's not Doug's fault. That's my fault. I take responsibility for that. Was there always a female assistant? He had, Joanne, a female assistant, but no, her name was Brandy. She was not always there, not at all. He would come in. I mean, he knew me. He knew me since I was born. So I don't think he followed the rules so much there. No, he would come in and adjust me. Absolutely with no person there. Sometimes there was a person there, sometimes there wasn't. They were very busy. It was a very busy practice. I don't, Jenny, you're right. Was there more that you talked to your mom about? Yes. So the original story, the whole title of this was supposed to be about my dad, but we could certainly apply it to my chiropractor at this point too. Yeah, Debbie Zito. Well, he adjusted the whole body, Lumen. He always did a full body adjustment. So we didn't believe in Scientology. Only my upbringing was only chiropractic. So we had this, my mom said that I was born, my sister and I were both almost born blue in color because our asthma, we had bad asthma. My sister has it way worse than me to this day. My asthma has improved. I don't have to use I had to use my inhaler 2 days ago. I don't have to use it very often, but my father would not allow my mother to take us to the doctor. Would not. She told me this today. Like you guys know enough about my dad. He was pretty evil and he would not let us go to the doctor. So when I would start to turn blue, or my sister, we had a chiropractor name. His first name was Wally. And I remember him. He was so cute. He was in Iowa, not a Scientologist, nothing to do with Scientology, but we had to drive. We lived in Nebraska. Every time we had a meltdown asthma attack, they'd put us in the car and drive us to Wally. Okay. And I remember the guy. He was super old. He was like in his 90s. And he still practiced, and he would adjust. He did it with his hands. He didn't use the clicker, the dick clicker. He used his hands. So he would, and my dad told the story of my upbringing all the time. Like, your asthma was so bad, but every time you'd go to the chiro, he would just fix you right up, just like all Scientologists would say. And it got so bad one time I was 5. Thank God. Hey, Tony P. My mother hadn't left yet, right? Because I was 6 when my mom left. Same thing with when I gashed my fucking leg open. Thank God, because I was alone. Thank God my dad wasn't in another state when that happened, right? So my mom tells me today, she goes, it was one time. The other thing was, he wouldn't allow us to go to the dentist. I'm gonna tell you this story, but he wouldn't allow us to go to the dentist. And I'm a Barley baby. Scientology frowns strongly upon breastfeeding. LRH says not to breastfeed your children. So I was raised on what's called the Barley formula, which is a concoction that L. Ron Hubbard came up with, that he recalled and remembered from hundreds of thousands of years ago when the Roman soldiers would go into battle. They drank this formula, and it was goat's milk is how I made it. Huxley took it too. Goat's milk, Karo syrup, and barley water that was cooked. And you take barley, you tie it in a muslin cloth in a crock pot for like 9 hours. And that's supposed to be the magic, the water from the barley. It's supposed to have like tons of protein and all these things that a baby's brain needs. This is what LRH told us. I'm a Barley baby. Michael's a Barley baby. Huxley's a Barley baby. It rotted the fuck out of my teeth. Rotted the fuck out of my teeth. So my mom, I'm like in all this pain as a child, she said, and my dad would not let us go to the dentist. My mom finally took me to a dental college, a dental school. They capped all of my teeth. My teeth were rotten from that stuff. Funnily enough, Huxley was a Barley baby. Huxley has only had, he's been put out, totally put under for anesthesia. What for, you ask? His teeth were so rotten at the age of 2. He had to be put out. It was so expensive. I had to pay to have him put out. Night Viggy cat, and he had to have baby root canals. He had caps all over his teeth. Karo syrup is junk. It's like high fructose corn syrup. That's what he was raised on. He's a Barley baby. And Scientologists are proud of that, man. They're like, you're a Barley baby? Your parents knew what to do. Good job. LRH says that. Like, it's so fucked up. But I'm a Barley baby. Huxley's a Barley baby, right? We weren't allowed to breastfeed. We were told to use that. So it fucked up my teeth bad. I've had 7 root canals. I'm sure doing yeah, well, that's not going to happen. Oh, I missed it. That story's that story. The story I was going to tell today, I'm glad we're doing this. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but guys, it really needed to be done. Like, I'm glad that we're doing this because I need to talk about this stuff. It jars, is that the word? My memory. I need to talk about this stuff. It's fresh. It's only 2.5 years old. I need to talk about this stuff. So, I don't know. I can't read all that right now. Love you, Joe Virus. Hey, Original Anne. Thanks, Rain. So fast forward. Hey, Teacher Mama Life. My mom is not allowed, when we have these meltdown asthma attacks, my mom isn't allowed to take us to a doctor. So she tells me today, and I remember this. I was 5 years old. My mom left when I was 6. I could not breathe. Yeah, that was the end of Huxley's head injury, Abigail. He adjusted his head and we went home. He's got a big scar on his head. He should have had stitches, right? I could not breathe. I remember this. I remember the room I was in. Hey, Valerie. I remember the room I was in. And I remember, like, I was on the floor. I was 5 years old and I was just like, and I could not breathe. No, my dad would not allow my mother to take us to the doctor. And I remember my mom and dad screaming at each other. My mom at this point was like, my mom was very timid. My dad was mean and very intimidating. But I remember her finally like having courage. And she was like, she has to go to a doctor. She has to go to a hospital. And he was like, she's not going to a fucking hospital. Like, get her to the chiropractor. And I was just like, I couldn't breathe. I've had bad asthma attacks. So she scoops me up and takes me to Children's Mercy in Omaha. It's a children's hospital. Thank God my mom did this. I was in that hospital for almost a week. Okay. And it was so bad. It was really, really bad. And the doctors diagnosed me with this horrific asthma. And they said, she has to be on all these treatments. Like she's had a lot of damage done to her body because she's never been treated. Like you've been taking her to a chiropractor since she was born. She's 5 now, and this has been untreated, right? So my dad never came to visit, never came into the hospital. My mother stayed with me around the clock. I remember it. This wasn't her story. She filled some things in for me today, but I don't think about this stuff. But I remembered it because my mom flipped out like Shirley MacLaine in Terms of Endearment when she's like, "Give my daughter the shot." By like the second or third night, they kept oh yeah, my mom got in huge trouble for that, Rachel, with Scientology and my dad. I don't know why to this day, but I remember they kept pricking my finger. Where did it say it's okay to hit people? LRH wrote it. LRH gave a guy a black eye in the reference knowledge reports in the book Introduction to Scientology Ethics, the ethics book. How long did they date before marriage? That I don't know. Did he love bomb her and immediately become mean after? I think they were together for a year or two before they got married. I'll have to ask my mom that, Renee B. I don't know the answer. I'd love to have my mom on a stream for this reason. So they had to prick my finger at night, and I don't know why. And my mom, they woke me up to do it, and I would start crying because I just hated it. Even as a diabetic, I'm like, oh, I hate doing that. So my mom, I remember by the second or third night, they kept waking me up to do tests and shit. And I remember my mom flipping out on the nurses, and she was like, "Let my daughter sleep. Like, leave her alone. Stop waking her up." Like, I was crying. I was freaked out. I remember getting better and like walking the halls, pushing my could be pushing my thing that was hooked up to the IV. I remember all the pictures on the walls because it was for kids. It was a children's hospital. There was like Mickey Mouse and shit. So the point to this story is, and I've never talked about it. My mom was got in so much trouble for taking me to the hospital. I'm so thankful I went because I don't know if I could have died, but it was pretty severe, right? I remember it. Like I couldn't lift. I had no body strength. I remember like laying down on a floor and I was like, like I just couldn't breathe. I had those kinds of incidents all the time as a child. I get them now. Something will trigger an asthma attack for me. I have my inhaler. I have one in here. I have one in my purse and I have one on my nightstand. I always have an inhaler close by because when I get an attack, it happens really fast and I can't breathe. It happened to me. I was on a Zoom call recently and I was like, I like couldn't breathe and I was wheezing really bad and I was like digging through my purse to find it. But my sister has it way worse. My sister has like 4 inhalers that she has to use. It's bad. So they put me on this daily inhaler and yes, B lady, and they put me on a nebulizer. So like I had to every night there was some machine. Did his abuse ever get physical with any of you? My dad never hit me or used any physical abuse. He would grab me. He'd grab me especially by the neck and he put me in the corner. So he would grab me as a small child and shove me into the corner, but he never hit me or anything. No. Do you have known triggers or just randomly? Rachel, I think what happens for me, I remember at my old job, if you spray anything like Huxley's certain body sprays he uses, certain cleaners, Lysol, when we went through COVID at my old job, it would trigger it. Like my throat would get raw and I would go and like I just can't breathe. I don't know. That seems to trigger it these days. I also have certain allergies that trigger it. It's nothing compared to what it used to be. As a child, it was really, really, really bad. As an adult, it's not that bad. It sure is, Renee B. So I get home and I have to every night, this thing straps around my head and it's a mask that goes over my face. And it was this white square machine and you put water in it and you had to lift the lid and it like had some medication you had to drop into the water, right? You close the lid, you flip the machine on and I had to wear it for, I don't remember how long, maybe 10 minutes. I'm not sure, but I had to do, my mom called it my breathing treatments every night. She would do that. She'd go, we need to do your breathing treatments. Yeah, nebulizer, I'm guessing, but that's what I know it was, right? A breathing treatment. So I'd wear this mask and I did it every night. It really improved my asthma. I still couldn't go to school and like do super physical activities. Like I had to carry this note. My mom gave me a note to give to the school that said like from a doctor, from that doctor at the hospital, like she cannot do like major physical activities. She can partake in little stuff, but like she can't be like fucking doing crazy stuff, right? Really, things got better. So then my mom leaves. They get divorced, and my mom leaves when I'm 6 years old. Like within 2 months of that, my dad's like, pack your shit. We're moving to the Sea Org, right? I'm 6. I'm in first grade. My mom just left. She used to drive to school every day. It was one way. It was a mile. So she drove me to school every day. My mom leaves. I never got a ride to school again. So I'm 6 years old. I'm walking to school every day, a mile there, a mile back. Like everything changed. My whole world changed, right? Like it just drastic. Like my mom did all the cooking. My mom did all the cleaning. The second she left, my dad was like, you better learn how to do laundry and scrub the fucking baseboards. And there's some food in the fridge. Like everything changed drastically. Like it was just very strange for me. I remember it very clearly. Like I cried a lot. I remember I would go, I don't know why to this day, I don't know why. But for me, therapy was sitting in a bathtub. I would go sit in the bathtub and cry. Like I remember when my mom left, I would draw a bath upstairs in this house and I would just sit there in the hot water and cry. I don't know why I did that at that age. I'm not sure what that was about. So, yes, be a lady, she did. So, my dad says, we're joining the Sea Org. Takes me out of school. We go to Clearwater, Florida. We all get split up. My sister's 4 years older, and we get split up. The second we get into the Sea Org, right? Like they remove my dad, they remove my sister. I get split up into a group of kids that are my age, roundabout the age. Guess what else they do immediately? It's like arriving to prison. Guess what they did? I know this because Tommy told me this. It's like, well, he wouldn't have had to tell me, I could guess. But it's like arriving to prison. Guess what else they did? You can't bring anything with you. So they took my medications. That is highly frowned upon in Scientology anyway. You're not taking medications, right? They take your stuff. No one is absolutely right because no one is a former Scientologist. So they took my medication. They took my breathing treatment. They took my breathing machine, is what I called it. And they took my asthma inhaler. So within about, I would say 24 to 48 hours, they took that immediately. And I was like, I need it. And I had no dad and no sister to be like, she needs that. Like she has to have that. Like nobody was there to be like advocating for me. Did she tell you she was leaving? If so, how does someone do that? So she tried to take us. My father threatened her and said, you're not taking these kids. And if you take these kids, you're going to be declared a suppressive person and you'll never see them again. She tried to take us. I remember this very clearly. I was standing next to my dad's left leg. She had a box in her hand. It was nighttime. And she said, they're coming with me. And he said, if you take these children, I'll kill you. My mother looked at us and said, bye, kids. Like there was nothing she could do in that moment. And I do not hold this against my mother, by the way. My mother was feared for herself. She was terrified. And that's what she did. So I don't hold that against her. My mother has been a mother now in my life. She's made up in strides. Like we're close now. She did what she had to do. So she left. So they take my medications at the Sea Org, right? And again, I don't have my dad there and I don't have my sister. Even Brianna, my sister, who's 4 years older, would have said she needs that. I have asthma too. She needs that, right? Nobody's there to do that. So they stripped me of my medications. Within about a day or two, I remember this so fucking clearly. I'm 6 years old and it's a whole new life. I'm in the Sea Org now. You're a soldier. And they're like, here's your schedule. I'm in a room with like 10 other girls. That's it. My age. We got bunk beds like crazy, right? And they're like, your supervisor is Luann. I remember Luann. I don't remember any other name. I did not make friends with any of the girls. I don't remember being friends with them. That's not the intention. You're not really allowed to make friends. Like, that's not what we're here for. We're here to save planet Earth. So Luann is my supervisor. We get up at 7 every morning and we go on course from 9 to noon. And after that, we work for the day. The kids work. So we serve the adults lunch. We eat lunch, and then we clean we called it the galley. We clean the entire kitchen. We clean up after the adults. We put the food away. We scrub the dishes. We sweep the floors. We do all that. After we're done with all of that, guess what we have to do? And within about a day, I got super fucking sick. Super sick. We had to run. It's a big part of the day. You had to run about 3 miles, and it was the walls were cinder blocks, like 10 feet high. I couldn't see over the walls, and they put all the kids in the same like outfit, like this weird uniform, and we had to run. So run and Florida heat. I'm coming from Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm running, which I can't do. I've never done, right? And I'm in Florida heat. I am puking my guts out. Like, I skinned up my knees. I would fall down and I'd be like, and I was like, I can't breathe. I need my medicine. Like, I remember being 6 years old and I was like, I can't breathe. Like, my mother took me to a hospital last year. I need my medicine. They wouldn't give it to me. So I literally just I feel like crying right now, but I'm trying to push through it because this is really emotional for me. When you're sick in Scientology, you're in trouble. You're what's called a down stat. You're shamed and blamed. What did you do to pull that in? And that's what happened. So I'm placed in a sick room because I can't stop vomiting. I could not stop vomiting. I vomited every day for weeks and weeks. That heat and not having my medicine made me so ill. And so all they gave me was what's called CalMag, which is a concoction that LRH made. It's a disgusting drink made of calcium and magnesium. I realize you can buy CalMag at Whole Foods. This isn't that. This is made with vinegar. Like, it's his own, again, kind of like the Barley formula. It's his own weird concoction. And vitamin C, of course, no one. So vitamin C this is why I was getting into that. They give me bags, boxes. They just keep bringing in boxes of oranges because I'm in Florida. So they give me CalMag, and they didn't give me vitamin C, no one. They gave me oranges, orange after orange. That's all I was eating all day long. And they gave me a huge trash can, and I would peel the orange, eat the orange, puke it up. Peel another orange, drink some CalMag, eat the orange, puke it the fuck up. I just kept puking into this trash can. They call the sick room, they call it ISO. You go to ISO, isolation. So I was put in ISO because I'm a sick down stat at 6 years old. This is why I don't talk about this stuff. I don't even want to think about it, but it's important for me to talk about it. Yes, I was with other girls my age, B-lady. I was separated from my family. So that did not change the fact, though, that I was still having. So ISO, thank you, Heather Carr. ISO is also a place where it's not like you're in isolation, you're sick, please lay down and rest. Get some rest. Let's check her temperature. Let's give her a blanket. Are you cold? No. ISO in Scientology is very much the same as when I was at home. Thank you, B-lady. The same as when I was at home. Scientologists get really angry. I couldn't tell you why, but like, I have early memories of this. Being sick triggers anger, and you need to get to work. LRH believes, no, I was 6, B-lady. LRH believes that if you are ill, you need to do what's called MEST work. MEST, M-E-S-T, matter, energy, space, time. So MEST work is like, get the fuck to work, start cleaning, clean the toilets, clean. get over there and do all the dusting of that, like everything. So when you're sick, I remember one time when I was on staff, I was 14, fever like crazy. You don't get to stay home. You go to work. Well, there was a couch near my office and I was sitting on this couch and I was literally like this. Like I probably had the flu. I had a high fever. I was burning up. Linda Nelson, Dan O'Connor's mom, the meanest person in that organization by far. She threw more chairs at people than I'd ever seen. Horror stories with that woman. Walked past me and she goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm pretty sure that woman could not ever just speak. She screamed every time she talked. And she goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm sick." I was like, "I'm really sick." And she was like, "Get off that fucking couch and get to work." She was like, "Get it done. Messed work now." Like it was insane. I had to sit up. I had to get off the couch and I had to start cleaning because that's what they believe in. I'm not sure the reasoning so much behind that, but like I remember it when I was little with my dad. I'd be sick and he'd be like, "What are you doing? No TV. Absolutely not. Go over there and do some laundry." Like it's weird, but it's so weird how they, and I think to this day, a friend said that to me. She goes, "That's why you're constantly cleaning." She goes, "That's why you're vacuuming every time I call you." Like it's no joke in Scientology. It still resonates. It's still a thing for me. Like I literally would be like, "I need to get this done. I need to get this. Oh, this needs to be organized. We got to start. Let me just at least, let me do something. I got to do something here. This needs, oh God, this is dusty. We need to, like, it's a thing." Yep. Reason is to take the attention off the body. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Stop dramatizing in the bank. So no one's absolutely right. It's to take the attention off the body. Yeah. She's still alive. Tony P, she's OT8 now. Take the attention off the body, but I just didn't want to, I saw that, Erica. I didn't want to explain that, but it's drama. You're dramatizing. The body is not of any concern. No one gives a shit about your body. That's why we call it the body in Scientology. You never say my body. You say the body. Like if I was laying on that couch, she would have said, "Get the body moving. Get the body moving." Like that's what my chiropractor would say. Like, get the body moving, get the body some water. The body is dehydrated. Like they don't even look at it like you occupy that space. It's very strange. Thank you, B lady. Well, you know what the good news is, guys, I'm out of it now and I'm saved and away from it, right? And my child will never have to be a part of it. But it's really hard for me to talk about this stuff. It's really, really hard for me to talk about this stuff because the whole reason. Wow, Becky Wiegand is a lurker. I have asthma also. You could have died if your blood oxygen levels went down too far. That is nothing to mess with. I'm so angry to hear what they did. Love you. I love you too. And Becky, I hope that you have your asthma under control, but I also hope that you come out of lurker mode every once in a while and say hi to us. I love that. Thank you. I've noticed all the ex-Scientologists talk about cleaning or showering. Yeah, very clean. Thank you, Lisa Kelson. Thank you, Rachel. They're hard to talk about because me too, B lady. I think the whole picture today. So everything I just told you, love you, Noelle. Everything I just told you, all those stories. I think about how messed up I kind of am at this point. Like, I don't know that I'm fully aware of. I feel like I have a pretty good handle on things. Like, I feel like I'm pretty self-aware, but at the same time, like even that chiropractic story, I just realized that in real time today. Never thought of it before, never crossed my mind. That's a problem. That worries me, right? Nothing I can do about it. So it's kind of good that I didn't realize it or recognize it. Yeah, B lady, good. Yeah, you should read a book about ex-Scientologists or just watch my channel. Have you talked about any of this in therapy, Lori Lee? I never have. No, I've never talked about it before today, really. Some of this stuff that I just mentioned today, I've never spoken about. I don't think about it. I have hundreds upon hundreds of stories that you guys don't know that I've just never talked about because um, I don't think about it. I'm not hiding it from you. It's like it's intentionally buried. I do still go to therapy, Rachel. It's just it's not affordable as much, so I don't see him as often. I try to see him every 4 to 6 weeks. Hey, Geoplanet Jane. Um, it's a good idea to talk about. I've told my therapist this before, and he always said, I always say to him, I'm like, I never talked to you about my childhood or Scientology. And he said, no, you tend to talk about the current, the present. He was like, and he goes, I'm going to talk about what you want to talk about. Like, I'm not going to try to be like, no, you need to do this. Right. Yeah, that is sad, Lisa Kelson. But my therapist is like, no, you don't really bring it up. And I'll talk with you about it when you're ready to bring it up. Right. But no, I really don't. Yeah, no one, things pop up. But the reason for the title, I'm sure you can figure that out at this point, but the pathology of a man who is not well. This is all thank you, Muffet Lou. This is all because of my dad and how I mean, it's all because of, let's face it, L. Ron Hubbard, right? But it's because my dad was so insane when it came to the practice of Scientology. He was absolute nutty bird. And I never really realized it until I did that stream a couple weeks ago where I talked about the sexual assault that happened to me when I was 14 and the guy was 24. And I did a stream about it recently and I really went into detail about it. And I said during that stream, it was the first time I realized, like, all this time I've been walking around kind of hanging my head thinking, I really disappointed my father. Even now, I still thought that, like, I really disappointed him. I let him down. And in that stream, I said, you let me down. Like, I was the child. And I really feel that way now since I said that. Like, you were in the fucking wrong, man. Like, I was 5 years old, 6 years old when you drug us to the Sea Org. Hey, Teresa, there was, I mean, just looking back, I still do this thing because B Lady, I was raised with my dad until I was 13, and then I came down to join staff at the Church of Scientology. I was pulled out of, finished ninth grade and put on staff. Even to this day, one of the biggest things that Scientology drills into my head, I'm not going to speak for other ex-Scientologists, but I wouldn't be surprised if they agreed with me on this. To this day, the strong indoctrination of what did you do to pull that in? Every single thing. You could stub your toe. If you're a child, you could get a bad grade. You could get sexually assaulted. You could get the flu. You could get into a car accident. You could have a friend commit suicide. You can do a lot of things, and every answer is going to be the same. What did you do to pull that in? What did you do to pull that in? It's the shame. So you reflect hard. It's all about putting it back on you. What did you do? What have you done? Right? And if you can't think of anything, what did you do in your past life to pull this in? And the life before that? It's all your fault, Kim is Blue. What was your dad like before Scientology? He joined when he was like 18 years old. No idea. I think he was a really bad kid. He hated his mother. Yes, B Lady, from 14 on. Joanne Hawley, Reese, it's truly amazing you turned out to be as strong as you are. It breaks my heart for you and others that went through stuff like this. I'm so proud you became the loving, compassionate person. Thank you, Joanne Hawley. That means a whole lot, my friend. And thank you for saying that. I need to remind myself of that more. That's very validating. Whenever I think, every single effing time I think about this kind of a thing, this story I'm telling, and thank you for your super chat. That's very kind. Every time I think about these kinds of stories, every time I would think about them in my life, I go, everybody's been through something. When I think about my medication being taken away, when I think about when my mom left, I was 6 and like everything changed. When I think about the neglect, when I think about going into the Sea Org, when I think about going on staff, when I think about being 14, sleeping with a 24-year-old, all those things, I'm like, everybody has trauma. Correct. Reese, you're absolutely right. And nobody's going to compare trauma here. Trauma is fucking trauma. Okay. And it hits us all differently. But I also found that as a way to justify it. And that is not okay. You're correct. No one's going to make it through life without some form of trauma. However, you're also casting it off like it's no big deal. And this is why. He was on staff, B lady. So when I joined staff at 14, the 24-year-old was on staff. Scientologists don't look at children as children. There is no age. So everybody's the same age. They are big beings in little bodies. Scientologists believe that everybody is 76 trillion years old. So my sleeping with a 24-year-old was no big thing. Everybody knew about it because I'm an adult just like everybody else. They bought me cigarettes, right? You cannot be a victim in Scientology. There are no victims. There are no victims. So that's the other thing that's a struggle. That's hard. So it's very much puts everything back on you. And it's so sick in real time. I'm realizing this. That's what LRH's whole intention probably was, looking at it. So like, what did you do to pull that in? Right? Like everything is put back on you. Everything's put, and you're not a victim. You're not a victim. And what did you do to pull that in? So it's like, to this day, I still do it. And it's not every time, but it's many, many times, probably a week. I'm ashamed to admit this. I think it was this arm. I hit it hurt so bad. I hit a door frame like a week ago, and I hit it on that one bone that's like super sensitive. And I was carrying laundry, and hey, air supply, you made it today. And I was carrying laundry. This was like a week ago. And I went past that door frame and I hit it so hard. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Ow, ow, ow. And I was like rubbing it. And I was like, what? And I started scanning. I did it. Hey, Wendy Brewer. I started scanning in my mind. And I was like going down the list. And I was like, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do to pull that in? Like, how did I? And it took me a good 6-7 seconds before I went, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I was mad at myself. I said that out loud. No one was here, but I said, what are you doing? Stop. Like, stop. It's such an automatic. But I was like, I'm holding my arm. Yeah, the indoctrination is strong. Did you do a touch assist? No, because you don't do a touch assist in that scenario. Rarely would you do a touch assist on yourself. You do what's called a contact assist. And I've told you guys, I hated from birth contact assists. They never made sense to me and I hated them. So no, I didn't do it. Let's say I just hit my arm really hard right here. A contact assist, you have to go back over it and touch it back. My dad would always go, touch it back, touch it back, touch it back. He would always say that. You have to go back exactly how it happened, exact same spot. And you have to do this over and over and over for a good 5 minutes while your fucking arm is throbbing. Excuse my language today. I get really worked up in these kind of situations and it's trashy. I'm sorry, I'm cussing so much. While your arm is throbbing and it hurts really bad, and the last thing you want to do is go over what happened, but that's what you have to do. So no, I never did contact assists on myself unless there was a Scientologist around going, do a contact assist, quick, do a contact assist. And I'd be like, and I'd have to do it, but I never did them. No. Interesting, Geoplanet Jane. So anyway, looking back at all of these things, doing that to a child was not my fault. No, they don't pay taxes, B lady. They are a religion. They're a tax exempt. Thanks, Air Supply. I'm sorry that your mom isn't doing well, Wendy Brewer. So thanks, Linda. Looking back at the title of this, Of course, it started with L. Ron Hubbard, but my dad was an absolute Looney Tune. Like, that is so, just going back over those things, even today with my mom, like I said, I really started crying because I was like, this is so, I am now a parent. I don't have 5 kids, I have 1 kid. But that's all you need, right? Like, I can't imagine Huxley being 5 on a floor being like, like, I already made, hey, cat, a huge mistake. Luckily, Huxley hasn't had any other than his dental work and what happened to his noggin right there. He hasn't had, I'm trying to think before I say that. I want to make sure I'm being truthful. No. He hasn't had any, thank God. He hasn't had any health issues or injuries. He's never broken anything. He's never done anything where I had to rush him to an ER, nothing like that. That was the one time. I feel that's all it took, because I feel bad about that to this day. I wish I had taken him. I wish I had gotten him proper care and stitches, but I didn't. I took him to our OT8 chiropractor, which is what you do when you have an issue in Scientology medically. So when I had diabetes, I had it for probably years because I kept getting routed, what's called routed, to the MLO. That's a job in Scientology. It's a person who is posted as the MLO. The MLO stands for the Medical Liaison Officer. They have no medical training. That's just their job. They're posted as the medical, thank you, B lady. Thanks, Sophia. You're posted as the medical liaison officer. So you get a routing form and they route you to the MLO. I did this for years. Why? Because I had way out of control diabetes and they didn't want me going to a doctor. So I was having raging yeast infections. My skin was itchy. Why? Because of the out of control high sugars that were happening in my body. Yes, Linda, Huxley has had vaccines. He hasn't had probably all the vaccines that are required today, but he did when he was born. Yeah, I didn't get him everything. I got him basic stuff. I got him MMR. I don't even remember. I have a little book that shows what he's had. But no, he hasn't had a ton of vaccines. He hasn't had all the vaccines that probably my sister's kids have had, but he had some basic ones. I'm going back over the diabetes symptoms. I was super dizzy. Remember, nice, you get better and get out of ISO and done with the MLO, then we go to ethics. That's correct. She's absolutely right. So the second you get out of ISO, isolation, and you get done with the MLO, you get routed to ethics. Why? Because when you have a condition where you're sick or ill, you must have done something wrong to pull that in. So then you get routed to the ethics officer who goes, what have you been doing wrong? Go ahead and pick up the cans. Let's see what's going on. Let's do what's called a sec check, a security check, right? Every time you had a medical issue, you wondered what you drew to yourself and why you did, or some wild fetched idea. Every time. And I still do it. I still do it because I was born into that shit and I did it for 38 years and now I'm 41 and I still do it. So I had all these yeast and I had horrible like symptoms and I kept getting routed to the MLO. The MLO would go, well, let's do some auditing on you and let's get you some assists. I did that for years. And finally, I went to a doctor and I had my A1C, if you know what an A1C is, which is your, they do your blood work to check what your, how did I finally go to a doctor? I was married to Jeff at this point, and I had health insurance. And Jeff was not a Scientologist and he had a lot of health issues, which benefited me at the time because he was like, you need to, like, you have health insurance now, like you need to go get seen. And I met his doctor and I really liked her. He was diabetic as well. And I really liked his doctor. And so I was like, I'm going to do it. And I'm just not going to tell anybody I'm doing it. So I did. I went to the doctor after years. Yeah. And I saw this doctor I liked and she did my blood work and she called me in and she was like, your A1C is 12.4. which is really, really, really high. It's way out of control diabetic. When I first checked my fasting sugars, it was 356 fasting in the morning. My blood sugar was way insane, out of control, which explained all the dizziness. I mean, that was the reason I actually ended up going. When I was with Jeff, I would do this. I'd be like I'd have to hold on to shit like a drunk person all the time. Like I'd have to hold on to desks, I'd hold on to the wall. Like I was so just really whacked out. I had gestational diabetes when I was pregnant. Nothing allowed there. Like they didn't want me handling that other than going in session for that in Scientology. Well, it caught up with me after pregnancy, right? So yeah, I had to get treated big time. Like the yeast infections would not go away. This sounds gross, but I'll admit it because I don't care. And I talk about my vagina all the time anyway. But I was tearing, scratching at myself, bleeding because I had horrible yeast infections, all day long. I was my skin itself, in general, was really itchy. I was dizzy. I sweated all the time. It was so gross. And Jeff was I like, you have health insurance, you need to see a doctor. So I finally did. And I finally have my diabetes medication I take and I'm under control and all of that. But it's insane. It's just another example. I hate to say this, but I did not know these people personally, but I can guess. John Travolta's wife, Kelly Preston, and the other one, I can't think of her name right now, died of cancer. My stepmother, my dad's third wife, was an OT. Kirstie Alley. Thank you, Kim is Blue. Kirstie Alley died of cancer. My stepmother, who was an OT8, died of breast cancer. She did not want to treat it because they don't do that. I'm not saying those two actresses didn't treat it. I have no idea if they did or did not. I'm just saying it's not uncommon. You think my diabetes situation was sad? That's nothing. They died of cancer. People chose to die of cancer because they wouldn't get treated. Oh, the list of their abuses is very long. Yes. Honey Lou, I can't tell you enough how proud of you I am for rising above everything you've gone through. You amaze me every day. Love you. I love you too, Honey Lou. And thank you for saying that. That's incredibly validating. Thank you, babe. And thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that, Honey Lou. Thank you. I think LRH made up what did you do to keep Scientologists from pointing the finger at him or anyone on staff so Scientology wouldn't be held? Yes. Yeah. Scientology to me also, remember the other day how I was saying I felt like the jesters was a whole different kind of evil? They're both evil. But I think the difference is Scientology keeps the focus on you. It's all about you. The jester is like this creepy sex cult that does sex practices and rituals and weird shit. It's just a whole different animal. Totally evil. But Scientology, they keep the focus on you. So it's very much, you're right. You're like this. No one's allowed to Honey Lou, thank you for the super chat. Nobody in Scientology is allowed to be like, she did it, he did it. Nobody's pointing fingers. It's what did you do to pull that in? You're sick? Oh, no. Come here. What did you do? Why are you why? What'd you do? You're in trouble. Kim is Blue always has really good questions about this kind of thing. And I think this is beautiful right here. What would you say to an under the radar person regarding their health? That's a great question. I never cared about health at all. So this is going to be a tough one because if there is an under the radar person watching, remember, Kim, it's the body. Feed the body. Get the body more, get the body moving. They don't care about their bodies. People would smoke literally and be like, I'm not going to get cancer. I'm not PTS. PTS is a potential trouble source, which means you're connected to someone in a suppressive person. You're connected to something that's making you sick. So they really, truly are above it all with the body. And I was no different. I was no different. I literally went into my OT8 chiropractor and he was like, oh, you have pancreas? You have diabetes? Not anymore. I just fixed your pancreas. You're good to go, girl. You don't have it anymore. Oh, you have a horrible headache? Not anymore. It'll be gone by the time you get home. They don't have time to go to the doctor to worry about the body. And they would tell you that. I'll be a Scientologist right now. We don't have time for this shit. We're clearing planet Earth. Okay. So take your headaches and your heartburn and your diagnosis and knock it off because you're just dramatizing. You're dramatizing. Your reactive mind is kicked in. Knock it the fuck off and get to work. Start now. Clean. Start. That was me being a Scientologist. It's exactly what they would say. They'd use full blown intention and they would impinge and they would go, I don't want to hear about your. Typically, you don't have a diagnosis. So I was going to say diabetes, but like I didn't know I had diabetes. So, like, they would say, I don't want to hear about your dizzy spells. I don't want to hear about you sweating. I don't want to hear about you having scratchy vagina. Nobody cares. Get the fuck to work, drink some water, take some vitamins, and get on course now. That's a Scientologist. So they don't care. So, Kim, to answer your question, what would I say to an under the radar Scientologist about health is tough because they don't give two shits about their health. Most of them don't have health insurance. They don't care about their health at all. So it'd be hard, right? It'd be really hard to convince them. People die of cancer in Scientology because they have to be right. I'm not going to get treated. I don't have cancer. And they croak. And it's not funny. I'm not making fun of that. But that's how serious they take it. They literally take it to the grave. Okay. They'll just get another body. They literally say it's like getting out of one car and getting into another. Drop the body. Who cares? Get a new one, right? Lisa McPherson, yes. Rest in peace. Rest her poor soul. Abigail, Reese, it's not letting a certain scripture come up. Go into your Bible and look up the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 6. It's ideal for your dad. Okay. Thank you, Abigail. And thank you for saying that. Thank you for your super chat. Liz Tricks. Because I love you and I'm so happy you survived all of this garbage. You're an amazing woman and sharing your experiences truly helps others. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for saying that. That's really a nice thing to say. I hope this is Liz, you're so spot on. This is what really matters to me. I love this channel. I love doing silly shit. I love laughing with you guys. But this, when I get fired up and passionate about this kind of thing, it makes me never want to stop. And it makes me want to take my voice to wherever it needs to go. Congress, I don't care. But I know a lot happened to me and I witnessed a lot. This wasn't like I joined when I was 25 and I was in it for 4 years. I've seen everything under the sun, right? I have proof. I have audio tapes that you can hear. I have a baby book that's written in my dad's handwriting of all the crazy shit and abuses. I have pictures. This gets me fired up. I want to care. I want people to share this. I want to speak about this on a large, grand scale. It's really, really important to me. Thank you, B Lady. And Liz Tricks, thank you for saying that. It's so validating and very much thank you for your super chat. I appreciate that. It's so much. Thank you, Liz. It is Lisa Kellison, but I want to go back to, I know we've gone over the 2-hour mark and I'm sorry, but I'm almost done. I want to go over, hit subscribe while you're in here, please. It's important to me today that you hit subscribe more than any other day. It's important to me today. I want to answer Kim's question because I don't feel like I've done a well enough job. If there's under the radar Scientologists watching, and who knows if there are, I don't know. Health has recently become a very important topic for me. You know, my stepdad is sick. Also, just being 41, I take it more seriously. I think as we're younger, we don't think about it as much. We're invincible. We're like, that ain't going to happen to me. This bout with the pancreatitis nearly killed my ass. It was so painful. And I just think about my health more. I don't focus on it. I don't worry, because that's not going to do anything. But more, what I would say to an under the radar Scientologist, you're right. Who cares about, like, I get it. You're not going to look at it as your body. You're going to look at it as the body. But more important than the physical body, to me, this is what I would say. This is my message. Fuck the body. It's bigger than that. It's the value that is not being put on your body. Your mental health is being shattered. Your mental wellness is being put to the test until you break. And eventually you'll break. But it's more than just your body. You are being suppressed to the point where you're going to give up and you have no value placed on you. That's what's important. They don't value you. They don't value your mind. They don't value what you have to say because it's all what does LRH say. You're not allowed to think for yourself. And part of thinking for yourself is taking care of your body and listening to your body. When you know something's wrong, you know something is wrong. And you should be absolutely within your right and allowed to say something is wrong and I'm going to go to a doctor. And we're not allowed to do that in Scientology. I was not allowed to go to a doctor with crazy undiagnosed diabetes for years. This didn't go on for 6 weeks. That would have been long enough. This went on for years. I suffered for years. Now, of course, I didn't suffer like some. At least I didn't have breast cancer, but I suffered. I was literally holding on to furniture, scratching myself to death. My vision was crazy blurry. I could not see. I was squinting all the time because your sugars affect your vision. So there was haywire was being wreaked all over my body, havoc, right? Because no value is placed upon you as a person. Forget the body. All of it's important and all of it's being treated like you're a piece of shit that won't flush. All of it is super, super important. Your mental wellness, I had no idea was so important until I left Scientology and finally got the guts to see a therapist. And I was able to speak and use my voice and not say, LRH says this, LRH says that. Let me read what LRH says. No. I got to finally say, this is how I felt about that. And it hurt and it felt wrong. And no one valued me. So Kim is Blue, to answer that, your body is an absolute temple and should be treated with the utmost care, but so should your mind. I'm a huge believer in therapy for that reason. And if you need medication for that, I'm a huge believer in that as well. But I was never allowed, beginning at the age of being born, I struggled to breathe until I was 5 years old when I was laying on a floor dying, turning blue. My mom said, you were blue. I couldn't get air. There was no value placed on my body. My father, I hate this. My dad didn't fucking value me. You shouldn't be having kids if you're going to let them lay on a floor and die, right? So that's how they all felt. Get over it and get to work. Get the body moving, get it a shower, and get the fuck to work. That is slavery. You're not a human being. You think you are, but you're not. There's no value placed on you. You are simply under control of others. And to those under the radar people, that's what I would say. You've got to find your value. Don't focus on the body because I know you're not going to anyway. I know there's no importance on that right now, but you have to look at it as a whole entity. You are not being valued. You are being spiritually abused beyond measure. You are being spiritually abused. And so is your mind, and so is your body. And it makes me very sad that I did that for 38 years. And I'm just another one I'm just another one. I'm not special. My stories are not special. There's tons of other channels that use their voice and talk about their stories. Unfortunately, I wish I was special. I wish I was a one of a kind case here. Honestly, I would take that. That's why I tell the haters, bully me because I can take it. I don't want you to bully someone who's going to off themselves. So I wish I was special. Unfortunately, I'm one of probably thousands of people who are just kicked around and not valued. And I hate that. Scientologists do not place value on themselves at all. When you are told it's just like your body is like when you die, you drop the body, you get out of one car, you get into another. Big fucking deal. Go get a new body. Who cares? That's how they talk. My father looked at me as a 5-year-old and thought, who cares? This one doesn't make it, you get another one. That's how he looked at me and my sister. And thank God my mother was there to say, no, I'm taking her to a hospital. That was my first interaction with doctors outside of being born. And it was bad. And the second I got to the Sea Org, my value was taken away. My mother was gone. And they stripped me of my medications and said, get the fuck to work. You're just another soldier. Get to work, 6-year-old. And while you're at it, run 3 hours a day in this Florida heat. Go. We don't care about you. There's no value placed on you. And if you don't make it, you'll just get another body. And that's why these people die of cancer. It's exactly why they die of cancer, because they just didn't make it. We're not going to do the treatments. We're going to do Scientology techniques until we suffer and die. And I don't know if I would have died. I don't know if that would have happened to me if I just didn't get ever treated. Abigail, closing. Father to the fatherless, defender of widows. This is God. Whose dwelling is holy. Praise the Lord. Praise God, our Savior, for each day he carries us in his arms. Old Testament. That's beautiful. Abigail, that is a lovely closing scripture. And thank you. Thank you for super chatting it. I really appreciate that, girl. I love you, Abigail. Okay. I apologize that we went way over the 2-hour mark. I mean, it's not like there's a rule here. It's just, I know people get tired of sitting with me for this long. I appreciate you listening to me. I wish there was more I could do. When I get this passionate and we finally go down the rabbit holes of my past and I pull up stuff and I think about things and I talk to my mom like I did today, it really gets me going in a good way. But it's like, I feel like my hands are tied. And I don't know why I say that, because YouTube is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful environment, but there's only 268 people in here. And while I'm grateful for that, that's not small potatoes, right? That's a big crowd. It's still not enough. It's not enough. Thank you, Liz Trix. Yes, Kim is blue. Under the radars, you can be free. It's not enough. I have to do more than this, and it keeps me up at night. I stir like a damn mouse. Like, it keeps me up when I start to go down these paths in my mind, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel rage. I feel angry. I feel really like a fury of fire. And I'm like, I'm so mad. I'm so mad because I am a mother. I'm a mom. I can't imagine doing that to my kid. I can't imagine making my son feel bad for having an asthma attack. I feel terrible about not taking him to the proper medical treatment and help, right? Thank you, Debbie Zito. That was necessary at the time when he busted his head open. Huxley? Yeah. Come here. I want to see if I can see that. If you guys don't mind, I want to see that scar on his head. Just to remind myself what a shitty parent I am, so the haters don't have to do it. I'll do it for me. It's hard work. Come here. Get close up to the camera. Oh, look how cute you look. This was his dad's shirt. I remember we bought that when we were married. We got it from an animal shelter.
That's a nice shirt.
There it is. Do you know that scar on your head? You can't see it. You guys can't see it. There's a scar across his head. Remember when I told you about that?
Mm-hmm.
When the dog knocked you over?
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
You were 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's saying hi to you.
Hey everybody.
You look cute,
Have a good
Alex.
night. Thank you.
I'm
about to go
work out?
live for a while. Yeah.
How did I guess?
I'll see you later.
Okay, son. Love ya. Yeah, Kim says, sorry, Bo, didn't mean to get you all wound up. I'm a never end and I feel rage. Don't you realize that you're the temple of God and that the Spirit of God lives in you? God will destroy anyone who destroys this temple, for God's temple is holy and you are that temple. That's beautiful. And I saw you say New Testament. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Abigail. Yes. And that is very fitting for what we're talking about. As usual, Abigail, you pull them out perfectly. Thank you for that. Thank you. Sam Ashby, thank you. Yeah, I don't know if you guys could see it. Abigail said she saw it. It's very faint. Baby steps. I've been quiet. It is overwhelming, but so proud that I know you. You share the truth so well. You have and will continue to make a difference. Doors will open for you. All my love and hugs. Thank you, baby steps. Alicia, welcome in, babe. Thank you for saying that. And just it goes right back, just so you know. It goes both ways. I'm very proud to know you and call you my friend. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for always supporting me. You're amazing. You're always with me. You're always here. And I appreciate it very much. Abigail, Liz, all of you. Thank you. And thank you for the super chat. It means the world. Thank you. I just feel so like even that scar on his head, I feel terrible about that. Thank God, though, I will say this. We're talking about a tiny scar on his head. Thank God it's not like my knee. B lady, I'm really glad you made it. I'm really glad you made it, and I'm happy that you come here. I hope that you come back, B lady. I really enjoy talking with you, and I love your questions. You're very engaged. I love people who really engage with me and have questions. It's good. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you for being with me. It's late for you, Jojo. Get some sleep. I guess I'll finish with that. Please hit subscribe. It really means a lot to me. I really want to talk about this stuff. I love this woman. Recognizing the injustice is so healthy, Reese. Hell hath no fury like an ex-Scientologist with a gift.
Did I leave my phone there? I guess not.
No. Poor Bo. Bo's like, what's going on?
Sorry, Bojangles. Sorry, Jangus. He keeps thinking stuff's going to happen, but it's not happening. And he says, I keep thinking that you guys are going to do something with my life, but then you just shut the door and keep talking.
Thank you, Sandra. Recognizing the injustice is so healthy, Reese. Hell hath no fury like an ex-Scientologist with a gift for communication. The road is paved in gold from here on. I love you. Thank you for saying that, Original Ann. Thank you. He is a great person, Kim. Thank you, Sophia. Kat says, this is such an important topic to talk about. I certainly have never knew until watching you that Scientology was against going to the doctor. How awful. Wow. Took me for you to know that. I'm proud of that. How awful that you and so many others suffer because of it. Thank you for saying that, Kat. And yeah, that's why it's a touchy subject, but that has a lot. I know people who have died of cancer. I don't have to use Kirstie Alley and John Travolta as example, or Kelly Preston, John Travolta's wife, as examples. Thank you, C-Dub. I love your honesty and your heart. Keep doing you. You're doing great. Thank you, C-Dub. That's such a nice thing to say. I know people who specifically have died of cancer. My dad never had health insurance for us growing up. Like, it's just not even a thought. You don't go to the doctor. My mom had to fight my father to take me to a hospital because I was actively dying. Actively. Not trying to be dramatic. It was terrible. Let the outrage wash over you and inform your decisions for current and future. Rage and anger can be excellent fuel. Yes, I agree with that. I love you, Don Pariseau. Thank you for saying that. He does listen to our stories. He's a scholar and a gent. He listens to all your stories. He's pretty amazing, man. He's a good person. I do feel sorry for the old timers who obviously have health issues walking. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. And a lot of them are OT8s. I knew OT8s all over Kansas City that were hunched over, that had health problems. My stepmother was OT8 and died of breast cancer. One of the dentists that I know was on OT7, had to have open heart surgery, did not go well. His wife was OT8. They were in the hospital. I went to visit him. He was totally had his chest open and like it didn't go right. He was in the hospital for 3 months, never recovered, died, decided to leave. Like he started to die in the hospital. His OT8 wife told me he left the body and I had to go get him. He decided to give up and leave the body and he checked out. So I had to go get him. I brought him back. Sure you did. And then the dude died after that. Like it just didn't take. He couldn't, and he died. So I know people, like it's just such a racket. It's such a sham. And then of course, when they die at OT8, what do people say? Oh, well, they decided to. Because you have to be in charge of your body, right? She had 5 kids, all now in the cult. She knows, no one knows this person very well. Knew that person and their children. My step siblings. When a person dies, we don't want you questioning it as a sign. Like, of course, LRH says all these things about how we're in control of the body and what you do to pull that in. So when someone that's OT8 that we look up to and strive to be dies, keels over, we don't want you questioning. We don't want you wondering if our methods and techniques work. We need that money more than Reese does when she grifts on YouTube. I grift less than Scientology, which is saying a lot because I'm a big grifter, right? So when they do finally keel over and die and suffer to death, and I'm not making fun of that, it's a horrible thing. What do they say? You got to come up with something because otherwise I'm going to question it. As a lower level Scientologist, I'm going to go, wait, why did that person die? They're OT8. I don't want to be OT8 if OT8s die. Oh, no, they wanted to. They were ready to drop the body. That's what I was told every time. They were done with this game. It's another thing we call it. It's a game. LRH says it all the time. Life is a game. So they were just done with this game. They were ready to start a new game. That's all. What do you want for lunch? That's it. That's how we move on with it, right? Yep. It's time for you to have a baby to give the person a new body. Reese, a set of lawsuits against Scientology can be started by anyone whose parents got them into it, and find others to join with you. Of course, lawyer or law firm. So apparently there is a law firm, GeoPlanet Jane, that's taking on lawsuits. They just don't seem to want to. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're just busy, but it's been 3 weeks now and I can't seem to get any kind of a connection with them. I've spoken with them and they're like, I'm going to email you, and I never hear back. And then I call again and I'm like, I never heard from you. And they're like, we're going to email you. They may just be busy, but maybe it's just not going to work out. That may be the case too. I don't know. I was told by many, many people to call and talk with this specific law firm that is taking on cases for Scientologists. But they seem to be unable to reach. I'm not really sure what to do about that. Andrews and Thornton is the law firm. Maybe they just have a ton of cases. Twyla Olson, my scar grew into my hairline as I aged. Wow. Yeah, similar, very similar. I'll keep trying, but at some point, Kim is Blue, like, I don't know. Maybe somebody poisoned me to him and said, don't work with this person. She's a liar. Everything she says is a lie. I could totally see that happening. I'm very, very hated on YouTube by my peers. I'm very hated by most of these people, as far as I know, I've been told, and seems to be the case. So I don't know. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they don't want to work with me. Maybe they don't believe my story. Maybe their phone stopped working. Maybe there's no internet connection. Maybe it has nothing to do with any of those things. I don't know. I just think it's odd that like weeks and weeks have gone by and I can't seem to get any kind of interaction with these people. I don't know. But I'm relatable, but I'm also very hateable. Let's keep that in mind. Hateable, relatable Reese. That's me. So I don't know if like someone's tarnishing my image and they're like, don't work with her. You don't want to work with that. I don't know. I'm not sure. My mind tends to go to the best, to the worst. I mean, not the, my mind tends to go to the worst, and I'm a negative individual because of a Scientologist. I don't know because I was a Scientologist. So maybe no reason whatsoever. It's just this is what goes through my mind. Could be nothing. Don't know. Channel your rage into contacting them. Chemists will all do that, but I also don't want to get weird about it and be like, I called, like nobody wants, you're not going to catch flies with vinegar. So I also don't want to be rude and be like, hi, I called. Hi, I keep calling. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm not that style. I don't want to hound and badger people. So maybe I'll call them again this week. Maybe last week was a holiday week with Labor Day. Maybe I'll try again this week. Find another lawyer, talk with ones you already are working with, either them. Yeah, I thought of that too. Maybe just try a different law firm. It's not like they're the only law firm. Find a different fucking law firm. Your story is a good case. They'd be stupid not to take it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a large potential batch of cases. It may be a matter of gathering info until they decide to take it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter. I mean, there are other attorneys out there. I'm told these guys are good. So I'll give them another shot. I'm not bad mouthing them. I'm not trashing them. I'm not saying specific individuals are keeping me from seeing. I don't know. I just don't know. I think it's odd. I get that they're busy, but it's like, it's been 3 weeks and I think it's a little odd that no one's gotten back with me, but I don't know, whatever. Maybe I fell through the damn cracks. Who knows? Do they love to hate you or do they hate to love you? Great question. What do you guys think? Helena, you're hilarious. Thank you for the super chat, Helena, and thank you sincerely myself. I think they love to hate me. Yeah, I think they love to hate me if I had to guess. Abigail says, rejoice in our confident hope. Be patient and keep on praying. New Testament. That's very fitting as well. I love that. Thank you, Abigail. That's beautiful. I really like it's very to the point and very beautiful. Thank you for your super chat. No one even says it is odd. It's odd. I don't know. Maybe I fell through the cracks, but I've called a few times. I don't know. Hating you is their hobby. I'm very easy to hate, apparently, these days. Once they hear from you, they're going to clear their plates and avail themselves going forward. They have heard from me. They have. So I'm not really sure. I think there's a loud group of hateful people on YouTube that go after many people because that kind of people full of hate have issues. There's not that many of them. They just make noise. Absolutely. That's true. And let's be honest. If they hate me, a total stranger, they probably hate themselves. I said this yesterday, Live in Life. It's a simple equation to me. They're just bleeding all over me and I didn't cut them. Somebody else cut them. They're bleeding all over me. It's very similar to hurt people. Like it just narrows down to that for me. I really don't care what a stranger thinks about me or wants to make up lies about or what kind of mother I am. Like, why? Because you see me 2 hours a day. You think you can sum me up? Next, move the fuck on. I've been through Scientology. This doesn't faze me. I don't think that would happen. They're professionals. Baby steps. I think you're probably right. They're probably super slammed with cases, would be my guess. And I think I should give them a little more grace. And I will do that. I'll tell you what, guys, I'll try to call them tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for your super chat, baby steps. I just don't want to hound them. I don't want to hound anybody. I don't like having to remind people. This is why I don't have a boyfriend. Like, I don't want to have to be like, hey, I already asked you to do that twice. Do you mind? That's not my thing. Like, if it's important to you, you'll do it. If it's not, you won't. I'm not going to stand behind you and light a fire, though. She was dreaming. Or little begonia. She was dreaming. It's easy to listen to the loudest screamers because they're making it uncomfortable to ignore them. Yeah. No, it's Gert, Kim. Yes, Helena. It's so cute. I love when dogs dream. My cat does it sometimes too. It's really cute. Guys, hit subscribe. I know, Erica. It's so cute, Heather. Um, hit subscribe. It's more important to me today because I want to talk more about this stuff. And this is why I want the channel to grow. I don't need this channel to grow because we talk about stupid stuff and fashion and vaginas and pap smears and getting felt up by your chiropractor that you didn't even realize was feeling you up. I don't care about that so much. I want you to hit subscribe because I want to talk about this stuff more and I want my voice to go far. I want all of our voices to go far, not just me. This needs to be heard. Hit subscribe. Do it today, please. You could get into Mayo Clinic for rare disease, but they are hard to get into, or you could go to the Bug Tussle Clinic for care. I think we'd all be persistent with the Mayo Clinic. Good point. Great analogy. I will try again. Thank you, Debbie, for setting me straight. Meredith Lynn, I don't think she could. I just asked my husband what that noise was. It's our little baby begonia napping and dreaming and chasing in the fields with the Lord. Rachel, I don't have their email. They said to me when I hung up the phone with the girl, she goes, I'm going to email you right now and I need you to send me all this stuff in this file. And I said, okay. Never heard from them again. So, and that was the second time. This same girl, she was supposed to call me, never did. I called her, I chased her and I said, hey, you never called me. You said you were going to call me. I don't know. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. I've been really busy. She got all my information. She goes, again, I'm sorry. I've been really busy. I'm going to send you an email when we hang up the phone. And she was like, I'm going to have you email me at this, and this. And I said, got it. I'll wait for your email. That was 2 weeks ago. Never heard from them again. So I don't know. GeoPlanet Jane is saying, get another lawyer. I don't know. Renee B, of course you can. Before we hang up, I sent it to myself. Oh my God. Let's just show it one more time, you guys. This dog is up for adoption for those that weren't here. Time Mark, you can, but I just intend to call again. This dog is up for adoption and it says only dog. These are the requirements if you're going to adopt her. Only dog, no young kids, skin that smells like toe jam, a mouth that smells like a sewer, friendly with people, special diet, no crates, frequent medicated baths, very photogenic, a rear that looks like an armadillo, teeth of a beaver, cross-eyed, elephant legs, run, don't walk, submit an application today. Stop it. Look at the dog. Look at it. I need that. We all need that. Is that the cutest thing you've ever seen? Oh my God. Rear that looks like an armadillo. I know, I can't see her butt. They didn't post it. Beaver teeth, cross-eyed. Oh my God, Rain. Elephant legs, photogenic. Mouth that smells like a sewer, cross-eyed, beaver teeth, and a butt that looks like an armadillo. That doesn't even look real. That looks like something a cartoon artist drew. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like, I shouldn't say that, but look at it. Oh my God, that's so cute. It's so cute. The tooth. The nose is twice as large as the eyes. Oh my God, I know. Original Anne, you would notice that. Is that the cutest child you've ever seen in this world? You know that kid was born next to the manger too. Come on. That was touched by the Lord. I know, rain virus is too much. It's like this one's a little bit blurry, but look. It's smiling. It's too much. That's too much. Old Charlie. Oh, it's so cute. You guys, the description of this dog. Very photogenic. Skin that smells like toe jam, mouth that smells like a sewer, a rear that looks like an armadillo, teeth of a beaver, cross-eyed elephant legs, run, don't walk to submit an application. Stop. Look at it. I know, Rain, we could stare at this all night. We could stare at that all night long. Apparently there's a video about it. Where is that creature? Geoplanet Jane, she's 7. How old is she? She's 6. 7-year-old dorky weighing 8 pounds at Positive Tails Dog Rescue. It's in Kansas City. This is the place. Apparently there's a video. I am on TikTok, Noan. Yeah, but I don't know how to use it. I've given everyone I know my TikTok password to help me how to use it. Kansas City, Geoplanet Jane. Hey, Shannon C. No, I'm not getting a new dog. I would love to use TikTok. I don't know how to use it, and I'm trying to figure it out. But I do have a TikTok. One more time, everybody. One more time. Oh, my sweet stars. Bless all things that are holy. Look at its face. Oh my God. It owns my heart. I would do anything for it. Oh my God, she does. She looks like the mouse from a Disney Cinderella movie. She looks like the mouse from the Cinderella movie. That's like, remember the mouse that's like threading the needle and like sewing? Relatable Reese, I think, is my name on TikTok. I'm pretty sure. I don't even know. You know the mouse that's like doing the dress and everything? It's like, and it's so cute. That's exactly. It looks like Sid from Ice Age. Oh my God. I look at that face and I think, kid, I'm going to make you a star. Oh my, look at it. It does look like the mouse from, oh my God, from Cinderella. Remember Gus from Cinderella? Oh my God, Gus. He was so cute. Stop it. Oh my God. Oh, I want those teeth. I want to kiss those teeth. Oh my God, Peggy Collins. Okay, hit subscribe. I'm really going to leave this time. I'm losing my voice because I've been talking so much today. Renee B, I'll look at the video for sure. Oh, Debbie. Yeah, Geoplanet Jane, those are some human looking teeth right there. It's so cute. Shannon C, it's so cute. Katie did it. Oh my God. I love you guys so much. Ratatouille. I loved that movie. I loved it because Huxley did. I've seen every freaking movie under the sun when he was little. He was addicted to Nemo. Fish are friends, not food. I used to say that all the time to him. Oh my God, Debbie, that's so cute. Okay, yeah, I may go drink some tea. I'm going to go eat something. Please hit subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with more. I have therapy tomorrow. I hope I bring a lot to the table tomorrow with you guys. Thank you for sticking it out. This was a long stream. I haven't done a long stream in a long time, but it was kind of fun. It was invigorating. Come get some. Okay, I'll stop. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the super chats, the memberships. I appreciate it so much. I love you guys. This is what I mean. I love this community. I did an almost 3-hour stream and you guys stayed with me. That's some crazy shit. That's amazing. And I appreciate you so much. Mods, thank you to the mods for sticking this out, guys. They have side gigs they have to do too. You know, they have families. They got to eat. They eat cheese and they got to go to work and they have to put gas in their cars. Like, they're real people. I know you think they're not because they're so incredible, but they're real people and they get shit done. Come get some. All right. That's enough. Rain, it was a long one. I love you guys. And I will be back tomorrow afternoon, probably around 4 to 5-ish. Okay. I love you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for sticking with me. Please subscribe, do something. I don't know. Do something with your life. Okay. Go write a book. Get out there and be somebody. Here comes Fred.